Thank you.
That's JG starters.
Right now.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to AVC Sports Production here of high school football in the opening week of the 2019 campaign. The Meadowbrook Colts and head coach Clendenning looking for his first victory as a head coach as Meadowbrook here in Byesville on a gorgeous evening host Matt Edwards in his fifth season and the John Glenn Little Muskies. So the Meadowbrook Colts coming off an 8-2 regular season a year ago, 10-3 overall, and the John Glenn Little Muskies making the playoffs once again for the second year in a row as well, just like the Colts, as they enjoyed a 7-3 campaign a year ago before bowing out in the opening round 16-14 to Indian Valley. So both of these teams in a bit of a reloading/rebuilding phase, and we'll take a look at their rosters and so on when Mark Withrow joins us on the broadcast and on the simulcast here as well. Welcome aboard to all of our YourRadioPlace.com listeners and viewers on our webcast, and thanks to Adam Green and Cam Summers and all the gang putting the video pictures to you for this one here tonight. We're looking forward to a good opening round matchup here between two local schools, Meadowbrook and John Glenn here from Byesville. Mark Withrow will join us as our pregame festivities will continue on WILE-FM and on YourRadioPlace.com in just a moment.
ABC Sports presents John Glenn versus Meadowbrook High School Football. Tonight's game is brought to you by General Wholesale, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, The Rogers Company, Theo's Restaurant, and Surgent Construction. Tonight's game continues after this.
General Wholesale, just off Southgate Parkway, carries a large selection of waxes, polishes, and all the top-of-the-line products for your street rod, truck, boat, or motorcycle. From paint guns to bumpers, you'll find everything you need for the proper care and maintenance of your vehicle. On the paint side, they carry PPG paints and custom mix paint along with touch-up paint to fix rock chips and dings. They have a full-service mechanic on duty and welcome new customers. Stop by and meet the fine folks at General Wholesale. They are more than just an auto parts store.
Stoney's RV Sales and Service is a family-owned business that offers the best sales and service in the area. They provide a full-service department to handle all types of repairs and offer one of the largest parts departments in the state of Ohio. Their inventory features new and used park models, park trailers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, fold-down campers, truck campers, hybrids, ultralights, and trailers too. Visit their indoor showroom year-round to be ready for your next camping adventure. That's Stoney's RV Sales and Service on Route 40 east of Cambridge. The team at Rogers Company works hard to earn your business. Fall means cooler weather, and Rogers Company is your heating headquarters for all your heating services. They install new furnaces and provide service and maintenance. They also provide geothermal and ductless systems for both residential and commercial. To put Rogers Company to work for you, call 740-685-8677. 24-hour emergency service is also available.
Everyone goes to Theo's Restaurant. Everyone goes to Theo's, my favorite restaurant. For homemade cooking, lots of fun. Theo's the place for everyone. Everyone goes to Theo's Restaurant.
Surgent Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. Their team is committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Their success is measured by the degree in which they exceed their clients' expectations. Currently, they're the contractor on the YMCA project and the new education center at Jurassic Park. That's Surgent Construction, the name you can trust. Like them on Facebook or online at surgent.construction.com.
Here, and it's not your normal August, even though I'm pretty sweaty. It's just not your normal August day. Good night for football.
It is. It's pretty good for the fans out here as well in the open air a little bit. This is actually one of the cooler opening days we've had for about 3 or 4 seasons, even though you and I and Adam up here in the booth, we've got a pretty good little moisture going on, perspiring all over the place here. But for the most part, this is going to be a relatively good opening night weather-wise for the players out there.
Without a doubt, and both teams have something to prove. They both have high expectations, and there's a lot of unknowns too.
Well, some of those unknowns, looking at the Meadowbrook roster, of course, replacing Davis Black at quarterback, Josh Hupp, a sophomore, is going to step into that role here on opening day.
Well, and I think his big thing is he's not going to be able to wing it all over the field like like Black did last year. Black, of course, at the University of Charleston, furthering his education, and he'll be an outstanding asset up there. But he's got to come in and not lose the game. I mean, he's got to maintain composure and keep cool and be the leader on the field. And he's where everything's got to go through him, the quarterback.
And this receiving core, probably on the offensive side, certainly you got to look at Timmy Ferguson, 200-pound running back, really is, I'll steal your term, the bell cow.
Yeah, no doubt. He is the, he's all-Ohio tailback, and he just had a magnificent year last year. This year, he's got to move the football, but you know what? It's going to be up to the big uglies up front to get it done. They've got to work together as a unit and make some holes.
Yeah, and for John Glenn as well, I think both teams, both coaches are looking at least in the opening part of this season right now tonight, as the offensive lines being one of the main strengths of their team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. They've got some returning lettermen coming back. Shazar has been playing for a while, and he is a big offensive tackle. He's going to be anchoring that line. They've got a real nice line. You've got 6'6", 265, A.J. George on the left tackle. Tyler Lacey, a 5'9", 205-pound left guard. The center is Rhett Dyer, 6'1", 210. Kyle Valentine is the right guard, 6', 225. Wyatt Roster, 6'4", 240. Is a senior, and then you've got those skill players outside that are just outstanding. Addie and Boston Black both had a lot of game experience. Davis Singleton, Eric McCullough. There's just a lot of people that played a lot of football last year on a very good team, and they're coming back and they expect to win. Very
heavy junior class for Meadowbrook. On John Glenn's side, talking with Coach Brad Barkley and head coach Matt Edwards here today. A lot of
the offensive line is going to be the key.
Four returners there.
Yeah, you've got 6', 220 senior Blaise Baker. He's a big left tackle. The left guard, 6 foot Charlie Frick, 235, 63 Logan Gilcher, 5'10", 280 senior Gary Hoffman, and Owen Hively, 5'11", 210. And this is going to be a real key because they've lost a lot of their skilled people. But, I've always said if you've got a good offensive line, if they can maintain the line of scrimmage, you can get people going downhill. And that's what they got to do with their young backs and skill people that they've got back here. They got to protect Evan Williams, their quarterback. And if they can do that, they could be successful.
Yeah, Evan Williams coming off ACL surgery, and we're going to see Anthony Perkins, a 5'11 junior quarterback in there too. They're really going to run, I think, a 2-quarterback system. We saw that much from John Glenn last year. Yeah, it's going to be interesting because Evan Williams is a dandy little quarterback, but he did have ACL surgery following basketball season, and he's been recovering, so it's going to be really key to see how he plays. But now they don't lose much when they bring in Anthony Perkins, a 5'11", 180-pound junior. As a matter of fact, in camp, we understand that it was just very, very close competition as to who was going to start. So, they're not going to lose a whole lot, but you hope both are going to play a lot. Yep, right now we're going to break for a few moments. We've got the elementary kids here. This is the National Anthem Project. I was talking with Diane Box for a few moments here before we went on live here this evening, and they're going to perform the Star-Spangled Banner, so we will listen in here to a lot of these 1st through 5th graders here at Rolling Hills. WILE-FM and on the web at yourradioplace.com. John Glenn and Meadowbrook scheduled to do battle here in just about 8 minutes from now in week number 1 of this season. And as we said, Mark, we talked about it before the break here. The offensive line's a strength for both teams. Some skill positions. John Glenn's replacing several here. Really, the only main returner is that of 6'3" senior Reese Perkins. And for the most part, an all-new receiving core with, the likes of a Joseph Clifford and Ben Larson, and that crew all now graduated on. So a lot of holes to fill up there catching the football.
Actually, you have the cousins, Reese Perkins and Score Perkins, out there on the outside. They both have valuable playing experience, big game threats. They tend to both make big plays, so they're good on the outside, but you got to be able to get it to them. And that's why the offensive line's got to really play well, and you've got to have great ball fakes off the play action. I mean, it's going to take a team effort to get it out there to them. Brady Emerson is a very complimentary back. He can carry the football. He's got years of experience. But again, the key, that offensive line. So I'm looking forward to the battle in the trenches between the offensive and defensive lines of both squads.
Right. And really, both of these teams now, after the last few seasons or so, really kind of an entire cultural change on offense with, spread offense and throwing the ball around like a lot of teams are doing right now. You got probably the two most experienced players back on the offensive side are actually in the backfield for both teams, Timmy Ferguson and Brady Emerson.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And they both can carry the pigskin. They can catch it out of the backfield, and they're very good on return teams. So, they're looking for those guys to have a big year. Of course, they got to stay healthy, too. So you can't afford to get them pounded, week in, week out.
Now
I got to also tell you, though, is that the guys up front, I know I like that a lot, but those guys, they have got to hold up and let these quarterbacks continue to grow. They can't allow them to get beat up or lose their confidence, and that's what it is. They have to be consistent on play.
What do you see tonight as the key for both teams here tonight between the two? What little we know and what little even the coaches themselves know about what their teams. I mean, they go through these scrimmages and they work on so many different things. Really, this is almost a glorified scrimmage in some ways, at least for the first quarter or two, maybe even the first half.
Well, they're going to be like heavyweight fighters. They're going to be punching. They're going to try to feel their opponents out. They've got to establish and get their game plans going. They've got to get their offenses going, move the sticks, get first downs, and then both teams, of course, have got to be able to stop the other. They got to get out on third down. They got to get them into punting situations and kill drives. So, how well are we going to tackle? How well are we going to sustain, drives? A lot of defenses will come out here and they hope that you do get in a sustained drive. There's more chance of a mistake. So, mistake-free football. Hey, the preseason is over with. This is what you worked for, so we're going to see how they execute.
Right, and the defenses, we haven't really talked much about them. A lot of returners really both sides, but particularly on the John Glenn side of things, their defense, their front seven here, almost all of those faces here a year ago for the exception of Anthony Perkins.
They got an awful lot of playing time last year, and they've had some experience deep into the playoffs. And again, though, it comes down to hitting and wrapping fundamental football. You got to come through and you got to do it. Now, if anything, I would say Meadowbrook is a little suspect defensively. They're a little younger, and they're going to miss Brady Blattner, an All-Ohio who's
Absolutely.
now at Ohio Dominican. And, he was the heart and soul of this football team. What an excellent football player. And that is a huge, huge loss. Who's going to step up and be that guy? And that's what the coaches are looking for.
Right.
And we'll just have to wait and see what happens because, hey, you can have everything printed about you and you can have a great preseason and everything, but when that ball snaps and we get into when it counts, that's when you make your money. So we'll see what happens.
You've seen that all too often over the years, haven't you?
Oh, yeah. Things surprise you in openers, and what a great opening game.
Absolutely. Let's take a look here at the starting lineups for both teams. Even though we haven't seen a coin flip, don't know who's going to get the ball just yet. We'll look at the visitors here first. The John Glenn Muskie starting offense. As we said, they'll probably use two quarterbacks at some point, and really they were not sure even up till game time here of which quarterback would start. Junior Anthony Perkins, 5'11", 180 pounds, could be one of the two in there. Certainly we would see him at some point, you would think. Evan Williams, the returning starter for the first half of last year, 6 foot, 170 pounds. He's a senior. The offensive line, Mark Withrow touched on that just a few moments ago. The front line from left to right for John Glenn, Blaise Baker, a 220-pound senior tackle. Charlie Frick, 235-pound senior guard. Logan Gilcher, 5'10", 210-pound junior center. Gary Hoffman on the right side at 280 pounds a guard. And Owen Hively, a senior tackle at 210 pounds for John Glenn. The wide receivers, returner Reese Perkins, 6'3", 205 pounds, a senior. Blade Barkley, 5'9", sophomore at 155 pounds. He's one of the new faces in there. Son of assistant coach Brad Barkley. Score Perkins, 5'7", 175 pounds, will be a starting receiver in the offense here this year. And, of course, we'll see him as he is warming up out on the field right now on the right side of the field. He'll be the place kicker as well for the third straight season here for John Glenn. The other receiver will be senior Hayden Glob, 5'7", 145 pounds. The running back, of course, Brady Emerson, now in his third season starting, 5'9", 165-pound senior Brady Emerson. So there's your starting Muskie offense. The Colts offense will look like this across the front line, left to right. Big 6'6" tackle A.J. George at 265 pounds, a junior. 4 juniors and a senior on this offensive line for Meadowbrook, by the way. The other junior guard on the left side is 5'9", 205-pounder. That's Tyler Lacey. The center is Rhett Dyer, 6'1", 210-pound junior. Kyle Valentine, a 225-pound junior at the other guard. And Wyatt Rossiter on the right side at tackle, 6'4", 240 pounds. Addie Black injured his hand about a week and a half ago or so during, I think, a scrimmage, and is playing, we understand, is going to dress and is probably going to play, possibly start tonight with some wrap and a bandage and some sort of cast of some kind, soft cast on that hand. 6'5", 175-pound senior Addie Black should be in the lineup. Boston Black, 5'11", 155-pound senior. The other receivers, juniors, all of them. Jerome Todd, 5'11", 150. Davis Singleton at 6'2", 190 pounds. And Eric McCullough at 6'3", 195 pounds. Running back, as we said, All-Stater Timmy Ferguson, 5'11", 200-pound senior. You're going to hear his name a lot on offense and defense tonight for the Orange and Brown tonight. And sophomore quarterback, 5'11", 185-pounder Josh Hupp will step in for his first ever start at the QB position.
Yep, ought to be interesting. Both teams young and aspiring, and we'll see which one has had the better offseason here in just a little bit.
And we're going to have players of the game tonight for both teams as well. We'll have our Wally's Pizza and Subs of New Concord Muskie player of the game tonight. And we'll have our Crino's Pizza Colts player of the game from Crino's Pizza of Cambridge. Both teams still taking their time coming out. The Muskies have come out first. They'll be in their all whites with the maroon numbers and the maroon JG on the sides of their helmets. And the Meadowbrook Colts still waiting to make their grand entrance here just now in just a few moments or so. We'll take a quick timeout. While we're waiting for that, we'll take a 1-minute break here. When we come back, opening kickoff time of week number 1 of the 2019 season as our high school football coverage continues on yourradioplace.com and on WILE FM in just a moment.
welcome to 2019.
Score Perkins teeing things up from the 40-yard line. Thanks again to Cam Summers and Adam Green taking care of our video images tonight, and those will be live right now on yourradioplace.com, and I believe will be available also replayed later on Facebook and on YouTube. Thank you, Adam.
Boston Black and Timmy Ferguson are back deep for Meadowbrook. And kicking is going to be number 7, Score Perkins for John Glenn.
So season number 2019 is on the way right now as
Wow.
Score Perkins blasts
What
this ball.
a kick. That hit in the back line of the end zone. Wow.
So if that's any indication, it looks like Score Perkins has improved his place
Yes.
kicking ability since last year.
Yes, he's obviously been working on that, and that is an impressive kick.
Well, and think about high school football. What a weapon that is to
Sure,
have
yes.
when you prevent teams from starting anywhere beyond the 20-yard line. So now the Meadowbrook offense goes to their 4-wide set. Sophomore quarterback Josh Hupp at the helm for the first time under center. Quick throw out into the flat, and that's caught on the right side. That's Timmy Ferguson out of the backfield across the 25 near the 27, almost to the 28-yard line. A pickup of a solid 7 or 8 yards on first down.
Yeah,
Blaise
they
Baker
just
was out there.
No huddle again. They're no huddle offense. They came out there spreading the field, hit it out to Ferguson. Get the ball in Ferguson's hands any way you can. They've been putting him at the tight slot in the trips formation.
Kickoff sponsored tonight by Valentine Insurance on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge.
Double
Here's
pass.
a backward pass for Timmy Ferguson. Throws it over the middle and nearly picked off. Score Perkins nearly had a pick at the 45-yard line. Intended receiver was Boston Black over the middle. And a dangerous throw there by the Meadowbrook senior running back.
Well, they tried to fool. They threw the double pass, and they had 2 receivers, one up on top at about 16 to 20, and then one underneath at about 8 to 10. And he threw to the underneath receiver, and where very well covered, they did not fool anybody.
Meadowbrook on now a 3rd and a 2.5. And they'll direct snap it back to Timmy Ferguson to the right side of the line. Carries a pile of white with him across the 30 and has just enough for a first down and a pickup of 3. As the defense, Ben Judd, the senior defensive end on that side, was there. Made the hit at the line of scrimmage, but Ferguson with that 200-pound power.
Yeah, he did a nice job of just digging in lower in the shoulder, and he picked up the last half yard or so for the first down.
John Glenn defense, we'll look at it here after this play. A 3-4 defensive front. Handoff again, Ferguson will give it to whom? That's Brady Ladd with his first carry.
No, I think it was Ferguson that carried it. He was at the tailback.
Yeah, actually Ferguson handed off to Ladd, and Ladd will get maybe a yard or so to the 31. Second down, a long 9. And they'll snap it now to Hupp back at the quarterback now spot and throw it out to Davis Singleton, left side, scampers up the sideline, first down carry. John Glenn defense a little late to swing it out there. The very quick Davis Singleton with the catch. Nice catch on the run and out of bounds at the 43-yard line and a pickup of 12.
Yeah, Singleton did a nice little out pattern. They got the ball out to him, and then he turned it up quick. Receivers very well coached to get the ball, tuck it, and get upfield.
Front three for John Glenn, Ben Judd, J.D. German, and Owen Hively along that defensive line. Ferguson gets the handoff this time, nowhere to go as John Glenn's Ben Judd was the first there to hit him for the Muskies, along with Josh Connor, one of those outside linebackers, a 190-pound senior outside backer. Brady Emerson on the other side. Blaise Baker, 220-pound senior, and Anthony Perkins, the inside backers for John Glenn, a junior, Anthony Perkins. Reese and Score Perkins are the corners, with Hayden Glob and Brad Barkley in the secondary as well. 3 wides for Meadowbrook on 2nd and 10. Pump fake, one-on-one coverage down the field. Picked off by Hayden Glob for John Glenn at the 27-yard line. One-on-one coverage, and the ball slightly overthrown, but blanketed coverage by Hayden Glob, the senior at 5'7", 145 pounds, creates the game's first turnover with 10:05 to play here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, he faked a quick screen out to the left side, which they've already shown, and then he tried to throw the deep fade to the backside, and Glob well positioned, tipped the ball up to himself, got the interception. That's the first turnover of the game.
So now the John Glenn offense goes to work, and it'll be Evan Williams from that pistol set. Brady Emerson in the backfield with him. 4 wide receivers, Reese Perkins, Score Perkins, Brad Barkley, and Hayden Glob, who just pulled off that interception here to the near side of the field on the wide right side. First down and 10 here for John Glenn on their opening possession now after the turnover at their own 27. They'll flip it out, a little quick pitch to Brady Emerson, and nowhere to go as he gets wrapped up and then hammered down very quickly. Wyatt Rossiter was the first man there, the defensive end for the Meadowbrook Colts. Javier Maldonado, Tyler Lacey, and Eric McCullough up front for Meadowbrook. The linebackers, Davis Singleton, Brady Ladd, Timmy Ferguson, and Rhett Dyer.
I'll tell you what, you called that a pitch. I'm not so sure that wasn't just a pass play, because he pitched it forward.
Almost like a shovel pass sort of.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to count
flip.
that as a pass. So they're 1 for 1 for a -3.
Yep, that was in front of the quarterback. Emerson is about 2 yards behind quarterback Evan Williams now after a loss of 3 yards. 2nd and 13 play, straight up the gut. Brady Emerson spins away and nearly pulled off his first big run of the year. Up to the 31-yard line he goes, and a pickup of about 7 or 8 there on 2nd down to make it a makeable 3rd and 6.
Yeah, very dangerous runner as he put that hand down, did a nice job. Little trap, pulled the right guard, kicked out, came right up through the left side there, but he puts that hand down well and keeps those feet scurrying, and he was very close to making a big play.
Hunter Eubanks, Jerome Todd, and Boston Black in the secondary for Meadowbrook. 3rd and 6 play. Williams with good protection, throws over the middle. Wide open receiver was Blaise Barkley, and it was just overthrown a little bit out of his reach at the Colt 48-yard line. And that, if that pass is on target here, that could be a score.
Yeah, that could have been a big play. At least it had been a big gainer at the very least. But they're going to have to punt the football away, being down in their own territory at about the 30.
So both teams strike out on their opening possessions. Colts intercepted on their opening drive, and the Muskies will go 3 and out, facing now a 4th and 6 from their own 31-yard line. 8:49 remaining first quarter, no score. And back to punt it. Brady Emerson back there again with a little rugby-style pump, and he's going to pick up the first down as he has that option. Every time that they go back into punt formation, he looks at what the punt return team is doing, and if he's got space out there, he'll run it, and he picks up 7 yards here and a first down at the 39.
Boy, that's a mistake by your special teams that time, is to not keep an eye on your punter. And he just did a nice job of getting it, getting the first down there. Big play.
Yep. Emerson with a gain of 8. He'll go back to the backfield now as a running back behind quarterback Evan Williams. Josh Connor is in there as an extra blocking back there as they go 3 wides now. The Muskies will hand it off again. Emerson trying to zigzag his way through the left side of the line. Picks up 3 up toward the 43-yard line. And they'll mark him down just short of that.
Came back with the trap to the left side this time. Well, excuse me, back up to the right side. They went to the left the last time. This time he had to cut it back. Just wasn't much there. Nice defense by the Colts.
2nd and 7 play as Williams looks to the sideline, and Coach Matt Edwards for the call. Clock running at 8:13, first quarter, no score between the Colts and the Muskies, and John Glenn continuing after a fake punt and a first down on 4th down here to continue their opening drive. 2 wides to the near side, 1 to the left side, and that's a handoff again for Emerson. Plows his way forward, and that scrum moves another 3 yards up to the 45-yard line, setting up a 3rd down and 4. And once again, Wyatt Rossiter right around the pile again for the Meadowbrook D.
Yeah, just sticks it in Emerson's belly and watches the offensive blocking. And if players go certain directions, it's a give. And if not, and I can't read who they're actually reading right now from this angle, but very good give that time, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
Blade Barkley is in as an extra receiver now with Hayden Glob and Score Perkins, along with Reese Perkins in the slot. 4 wides now for John Glenn on 3rd down and 4 from their own 45. And Williams with a clap swings it to the back. Brady Emerson. Flag comes in on the near side and nowhere to go for Emerson. And that's probably going to be in like an illegal formation
motion.
or something like that.
Illegal motion, I would say. We'll see what happens.
And I would think this would be declined by the Colts as they stop Emerson for another loss of about 3 yards on the swing pass.
Illegal shift.
Yep. And looked like maybe that Coach Clendenning told him to move it back, but no, he will decline it, and they'll take 4th down here again. You can be sure they'll be watching number 2 in the punt formation this time for John Glenn.
Well, that's a huge mental mistake. I mean, when you've got somebody that capable of running the football back here punting, you got to have safeties, and they had nobody. Everybody went back into coverage or into return formation.
So 7:12 remaining, first quarter. John Glenn in their punt formation now for the 2nd time, and we'll see with Brady Emerson standing back at his 30-yard line will kick this one away. The deep man is Boston Black for Meadowbrook. Good snap. They'll run it to his left side, and he'll punt one end over end, fielded at the 19. And eluding the first man, Hayden Glob, who has 1 turnover to his credit already. And he's swallowed up by the Muskies return team led by Reese Perkins after a gain of only 1 yard for Boston Black. And the Colts offense will start for the 2nd time in a row from their own 20-yard line with just 2 ticks over 7 minutes remaining first quarter, no score.
Boston Black is a dangerous return man back there, and he did a good job making the shooter miss. And then he just got boxed in by great coverage by John Glenn. This is an interesting series down inside the 20. What are they talking about here?
Well, we're standing.
They must have a penalty.
The referees.
I didn't see a flag.
No, I didn't either. They're conferring around the 18-yard line.
They're moving it.
So this is going to be a half the distance penalty. They'll move it back to the 10.
Looks like illegal use of the hands blocking the back on Meadowbrook. I didn't see a flag.
Okay, so that occurred. That apparently occurred at the 18-yard line, and they'll move it halfway back to the 9. So the Colts starting deep in their own end this time. 3 wide receivers, Davis Singleton and Boston Black in the slot to the right side. And Addy Black all by himself to the left side of the formation. Timmy Ferguson in the backfield with sophomore quarterback Josh Hupp. And Hupp back to throw it on 1st and 10. Throws deep over the middle. Double coverage was there. And the pass well overthrown. Addy Black dives forward at the 40-yard line and comes up empty. Reese Perkins in coverage for the Muskie defense along with Colt Emerson.
Yeah, I ran a post pattern, and John Glenn was ready. They rolled the coverage right into the 3 receiver side, and they had coverage on the post. They left the back side open for possible swing pass or something like that. So they're very well scouted as far as that's concerned.
2nd down and 10 play. 3 wides to the right side for the Colts. Josh Hupp. In motion is Davis Singleton to the left side. Hupp looking, eludes 1 pass rusher. Now throws it out toward the right side, and it's caught there at the 30. Running across the field is Boston Black, and Perkins hit him hard. The ball came loose, and who's got it? At the 38-yard line, JG football. Second turnover of the game.
Nice pass play, nice run, but he took contact. You wonder if that hand had anything to do with it.
Was that Addy Black with the catch?
I thought it was Addy, but I might be wrong.
Yep. It was a little difficult to see.
Yeah, it's tough to see. They're single-digit numbers. It's either 6 or 8.
Yeah. I thought it was Boston Black at first.
It could very well be. Let's go with it.
Because I think Addy was on the left side of the formation.
I think he was.
So a great catch and a great run, but boy, score Perkins, what a hit he laid on Black to knock that ball loose.
That's how you want your safety to play it. So
turnover with 6:45 left in the quarter, and John Glenn on their second possession now with a golden opportunity at the Colt 38, 4 wide receivers. Big room up the middle for Brady Emerson, scampers through and pirouettes his way for a Muskie first down, a gain of 11.
Flag and somebody down.
Ooh, that's Wyatt Rossiter who's down on the field for Meadowbrook, the left defensive end. His penalty is going to bring the ball back against the maroon and white. Hopefully Wyatt just got the wind knocked out of him perhaps. He did roll over on his own, so hopefully that young man is going to be okay. He's an important piece of this Colt defense. We'll take a timeout here in the first quarter. 6:39 remaining in the period. No score as they'll tend to the injured player for Meadowbrook on the field. We'll return in just a moment.
First down 20, ball on the 50 for the Muskie.
And 21 now. Quick screen out to Brady Emerson, 50-yard line, and the Colts will nail him at the line of scrimmage. Great pursuit there by
Black.
Boston Black was there. A.J. George, the defensive end, also out there to finish it up. Remains 2nd and 22 now.
It looks like Boston is playing safety position just like Blattner did at his linebacker position. He's really reading and coming to the line of scrimmage. Great pickup that time off the screen pass.
2nd and long here for John Glenn. Halfway through this first quarter, no score. 2 wides to the near side. Reese and score Perkins. Evan Williams looking deep down the left side. Reese Perkins is there, throws into double coverage. A flag comes in, 2 come in.
It's going to be pass interference. There's too much hand picking going on.
Just about
they're going to call holding.
A couple of yards before the ball arrived.
The receiver was Brady. Excuse me, that's not true. Reese Perkins was out there, and it looked like there was a lot of chicken fighting going on. They're going to call holding, it looks like, on Meadowbrook.
Jerome Todd and Boston Black, the safety, both in coverage. And this will be an automatic first down, I believe, won't it, partner?
Yes. That's the little nuances. The receiver and defensive back get out there, and, they allow a little bit of what I call chicken fighting. Nope, we're looking at college rules. Nope, it's going to be second down and 6.
All right, ball moved to the 35 of Meadowbrook. Josh Connor is in the backfield now for John Glenn. He's in there on occasion, spelling Brady Emerson with some running plays and used as an extra blocker in the run game.
Emerson and he are both in the backfield this time.
On either side of quarterback Anthony Perkins
Emerson
is in for the first time. And Anthony Perkins runs straight ahead, 5-yard gain up to the 30. First carry of the game for the junior quarterback, Anthony Perkins, for JG.
And that was a nice little block by Emerson, to spur him up. It's going to be 3rd and very makeable for John Glenn.
Anthony Perkins remains in at quarterback. 3rd down and 2 coming up. Offensive line down in the ready. Reese Perkins off to the left side. And to the near side of the field is Hayden Glob and score Perkins. Perkins will take the snap. The QB runs on the keeper straight up the left side. He has a first down, and he has close to 5 more yards as he's finally pulled down at the 25 of Meadowbrook, and the chains will move once again for the maroon and white.
Yeah, that's 9 yards on 2 carries. That isn't bad for Perkins. They ran him, got him loose on the first play, and then put him back in the shotgun, and he took a direct snap and followed Emerson up to get the first down. So here's a big drive by John Glenn.
Evan Williams will come back in. The senior will come back in at the quarterback spot now. Blade Barkley returns to the right side of that receiving core. Score and Reese Perkins to the left side. And also out there on the right side is Jalen Driver, a senior at 5'8".
Looks like Emerson's direct snap.
And Evan Williams will look to throw. Looking over the middle. This is deep. Boston
Whoa.
Black had a better chance at making that catch. The safety for Meadowbrook was in position right there as they were looking for Reese Perkins on the post. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
Well over his head. You can see Williams is wearing that knee brace, that big knee brace on his right, and I just wonder how mobile he actually is. So that means Evans 2 for 5 right now for negative yardage.
Really not much happening for either offense right now. Meadowbrook's had a couple of bigger plays, but they have ended in 2 turnovers here early on in the first quarter. We have 4:22 remaining in the quarter. Still no score. John Glenn looking to scratch the board first. Emerson straight ahead. Wyatt Rossiter comes in and finishes off the play after a gain of a couple. First man there was the Colts' Hayden Carrig, I believe. 3rd down and 8.
Yeah, the big uglies up front, both teams, they're getting after each other, and you're grinding it out. Woody Hayes would be happy with this, 3 yards in a cloud of dust.
I don't know if he'd be happy with the formations.
No, but he'd like the running, though.
3rd and 8 play. Williams throwing a little quick screen to Reese Perkins, and there is nowhere to go, and the Colts are all over that. Timmy Ferguson was in there along with Eric McCullough to finish it off for the Colt defense. Another loss of a couple of yards on the play in the passing game now for John Glenn that keeps going backward.
Very well scouted. Very well scouted.
Well, now you're at the 25-yard line. 42-yard field goal attempt if you attempt to put Score in that position.
He's got the leg for it. At least it did on the kickoff, that's for sure.
John Glenn will put their offense in motion on 4th and 10. From the 25, Williams with good protection. Throws deep for the end zone and overthrows Score Perkins. In the back left side of the end zone, Jerome Todd in coverage for Meadowbrook. And the Muskies will turn it over on downs at the Colt 25-yard line. So the Colt offense will take over with 3:02 remaining in a scoreless first quarter.
Yeah, really, John Glenn started sputtering there. The defense of Meadowbrook stepped up and actually got after it there to kill off that drive. They looked like they were threatening, but now Meadowbrook's got the ball and heading in the other direction.
1st down and 10. Josh Hupp, sophomore quarterback from the pistol, will hand it off to Timmy Ferguson, and Ferguson is wrapped up at the ankles by Brady Emerson, the opposing running back for John Glenn, and a loss of 3 yards back to the 22-yard line. And boy, both of these defenses really are getting some good penetration on both sides.
Well, Perkins did a really nice job coming up from his outside linebacker position. He did a really nice job making the tackle. It was right at the ankles, textbook low tackle. And if he doesn't make that tackle, Ferguson's got the speed and quicks to get outside.
Again from the pistol is Hupp, rolling to his right, throwing back pass to Davis Singleton. Nice job. Blaise Baker read the play, and that linebacker was probably the best overall defensive player for JG a year ago. He comes up and makes a tackle after a gain of just 1 to Davis Singleton on trying to catch him on a little throwback screen.
Yeah, that's Singleton did a nice job. It was nice execution. They had Perkins coming in off the side with a blitz, or excuse me, Emerson coming off the side here with a blitz, and they really had the right play called. Nice job by the linebacker to get to the tackle.
3rd and 12 as Singleton goes in motion to the right side. 3 receivers, quick throw over the middle. Davis Singleton with a great catch in traffic at the Musky 37-yard line and hauled down at the 38. 1st down, Colts after a gain of 14.
Well, that was a big play right over the middle and in traffic. He knew he was going to get hit, did a great job of catching the football and getting it tucked away to take the punishment, and that keeps the drive alive. Nice ball, nice football. thrown in there by Josh Hupp.
And that'll give a lot of confidence to the sophomore quarterback. 1st and 10 play now, scrambling to his right. Throws it outside. Boston Black is wide open at the Muskie 47, and he zigzags his way for a first down and picks up 14 more into Muskie territory now for the first time as Meadowbrook at the 48-yard line. And the clock will roll here in just a moment with 1:26 remaining, and the Colt offense now with some momentum.
Hupp did a nice job keeping the play alive as the pressure came through, and he kind of zig and zagged. He got out from the outside pressure, got out on the outside, did a nice job squaring his shoulders and hitting Black.
Boston Black goes in motion left to right from the pistol as Hupp, and the whistles will blow the play dead.
Got illegal procedure.
Somebody got a little bit anxious on that right side of the Meadowbrook offense. So that'll bring up a 1st and 15 from the Colt 47.
Well, you're seeing some big play ability there from the Colts with those outstanding Blacks on the outside. They just are very good athletes, and there's a nice complement of athletes in between, but those two are breakaway threats, and they've got great length.
Addie Black to the near side left. Boston Black goes in motion now to the right side of the formation. And they'll fake the handoff to Ferguson. Hupp keeps it himself and scampers through the line, picks up about 6. Picks up the penalty yardage plus an extra yard to the Muskie 47.5. Setting up a 2nd and 9 as the clock running under a minute to play. 40 seconds remaining first quarter. And we'll have one more play before the end of the quarter. When we cash in this first period, we'll have a score update from Quentin Archer and the guys back in the studio, Jeremy Allen and Michael Hess. Boston Black in motion again to the right. 3 wides for Meadowbrook. Handoff Timmy Ferguson looking for space and doesn't find much as he picks up only a yard, maybe a yard and a half to the Muskie 46-yard line. 3rd and long coming up for the Colts as we're down to the final 10 seconds, and that'll bring us to the end of a scoreless first quarter between John Glenn and Meadowbrook here in Byesville as we'll take a timeout. And our high school football coverage on ABC Sports will continue after this score update from Quentin and the boys.
General Wholesale, just off Southgate Parkway, carries a large selection of waxes, polishes, and all the top-of-the-line products for your street rod, truck, boat, or motorcycle. From paint guns to bumpers, you'll find everything you need for the proper care and maintenance of your vehicle. On the paint side, they carry PPG paints and custom mix paint along with touch-up paint to fix rock chips and dings. They have a full-service mechanic on duty and welcome new customers. Stop by and meet the fine folks at General Wholesale. They are more than just an auto parts store.
Stoney's RV Sales and Service is a family-owned business that offers the best sales and service in the area. They provide a full-service department to handle all types of repairs and offer one of the large parts departments in the state of Ohio. Their inventory features new and used park models, park trailers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, fold-down campers, truck campers, hybrids, ultralights, and trailers too. Visit their indoor showroom year-round to be ready for your next camping adventure. That's Stoney's RV Sales and Service on Route 40 east of Cambridge.
Second quarter action here from Meadowbrook. First down pass to Boston Black from Josh Hupp. And the drive continues here for the Colts at the Muskie 35-yard line. First down and 10, 2 receivers to the right side of the field. They'll hand it off. Timmy Ferguson trying to carry a pile of white tacklers with him, picking up about 1 yard to the 34-yard line. Good job by Josh Connor and the Muskie defense. J.D. German in there as well for the Muskies, 2nd and 9.
They've done a pretty good job of bottling up Ferguson as he has 5 carries for about 3 yards.
That's pretty solid, 0.6 a carry. Good for the defensive side. Boston Black in motion to the right side.
Penalty.
Timeout's going to be taken by
John
Matt
Glenn.
Edwards and the Muskies. And we'll take timeout with them. Early second quarter, 11:01 to play in this first half. Colts nothing, Muskies nothing as our ABC Sports coverage continues in a moment.
tonight's game possible. The next athletic booster meeting will be Monday, September 9th in the high school cafeteria, starting at 7 p.m. If you are interested in helping out with athletics, feel free to come and join the meeting. Tonight's game sponsor is Stoney's RV.
Down in 9 play for the Colts, and Hupp throws it to Boston Black out of the backfield, up the right sideline past the 30, and roughed out by the Muskie defense led by Hayden Glob at the 27-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 3 for the Colt offense.
Yeah, nice little swing pass there. They're in trips formation here on the right. They send 2 receivers out streaking and then let Black go out into the flat there. Good pickup on, makes it 3rd and short.
Colts at the Muskie 27. Ferguson on the right side and Davis Singleton on the left side of quarterback Hupp. That
Fumble.
ball hit a lineman up front, and it bounced around to the Muskies. Recovered
Yes,
again.
they
did. That's 3 turnovers now for the Meadowbrook offense, and that snap, it looked like it hit
I'm not
maybe
sure
the leg of the center.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it hit, but it didn't get back to the quarterback, that's for sure. So they're going to give Hupp is going to get credit for the fumble, but actually I think it's a bad snap.
And the Muskies recovered at the 27.5-yard line. And the Colts offense, boy, they were looking good there for 3 or 4 first downs on this drive and sputter out with 10:52 to play in this first half. And your Schaefer Insurance scoreboard update: Colts nothing and Muskies nothing.
Well, that's what you got to watch out for early early on the first part of this season. You're going to have mistakes. 3 turnovers for Meadowbrook. Neither team really dominating the play.
3 wides for Anthony Perkins. Back at the quarterback spot. He'll take the snap, keep it himself. Tries to escape out of the tackle of Davis Singleton, and he'll have none of it as Singleton wraps him up for a gain of 2. They'll mark him with forward progress up to the 29-yard line, 2nd and 8.
Yeah, so that time just a straight snap, and Anthony Perkins just ran it right off the left side, and just Meadowbrook showing good quickness, stopping any kind of sweep action. A lot of Colts there to make the play.
3 wides to the right side for Anthony Perkins. Score Perkins on the left. They'll hand off. This is Josh Connor with his first carry of the day, and he finds some room up outside the right tackle and picks up near first down yardage. They're going to stop the clock momentarily, just short of the 37-yard line, but I think he's about a half yard short.
Yeah, but it's definitely.
No, they're saying first down.
Wow.
At least the side judge on the far side was moving, and they
they're
are
moving
saying
them.
First down. Which, from our view, it didn't look like it was matching up with the chain. Maybe.
So that
was
makes it a
6-yard
carry, right?
Yeah, well, at least 9.
Jeez.
8 or 9 yards on that carry. We'll give him 8 for Connor. Right at the first down stick.
Tell you what, he's a load. He runs hard. He gets those pads flat and runs up in there. He's a strong runner. He'll be quite the asset.
Yeah, he's deceptively quick as well. 5'11", 190-pounder. Great outside linebacker.
Uh-oh, mix-up.
A little mix-up on the handoff. Flag comes in.
Going to be a block in the back.
Anthony Perkins will scamper around the left tackle for a gain of 3 or 4, but all for naught.
Yeah, I think Score Perkins is going to get called for a block in the back.
The old crackback block.
Wow, I thought he was holding. Okay.
So
they got him for holding.
Okay. So the penalty marked from the 41-yard line, which was right at the spot of where the tackle was made. Remember, too, unlike the NFL and college here, high school football, they mark those holding penalties off from where the penalty occurred. So it's actually first down at about 16 or so now. Anthony Perkins Jr. remains in at QB for John Glenn. 9:22 and counting down here in the second quarter. Still a scoreless ball game right now. Two receivers near side, one Reese Perkins to the right side. Perkins takes a few hits, bounces off of those, runs hard. And did he have the ball stolen away from him? I think he had the ball stolen away from him while he was upright, and Boston Black took it away. So Black repays the favor after fumbling the first time of the night here today on the earlier drive. Boston Black evens out the turnover ratio by forcing one of his own.
Well, and that's a big turnover, as it's going to occur deep in, on the 34-yard line of John Glenn. So here's Meadowbrook with an opportunity, and of course, no huddle.
So Boston Black remains in after that fumble recovery, really stealing it away from Anthony Perkins. Boston Black comes in motion now to the near side. Addie Black out to the far left side. Hupp was looking that way momentarily. Now he's under some pressure. Judd flushes him out of the pocket and throws short of Addie Black at the Muskie 15-yard line, as Hupp was under some serious duress by the defensive end, Ben Judd.
Actually not a bad play. He was going to get chased down from the backside had he not thrown that into the ground. He actually had a receiver coming back to him, but I think getting rid of it was a good choice because he was going to be chased down if he held it too much longer.
Second down and 10 play. Clock stop with 9:01 to play, second quarter, in a scoreless ball game. And the snap back to Josh Hupp. And they'll hand it to Ferguson. And Ferguson through the right side of the line, and a great open field tackle by John Glenn's Dillon Milstead, senior at 5'10", 165 pounds. A very fine play by the linebacker, limiting Ferguson for just a 2-yard gain. And you look at Ferguson's carry so far in the game, Mark, and not a lot of big numbers right there.
No, not at all. He's got I've got him for only 6 yards.
3 yards being his longest carry.
6 carries.
Third down and 8 at the Muskie 32. Davis Singleton in motion as a fourth wide receiver.
Oh, illegal motion.
And
that's an illegal procedure. He cut it up. They sent Davis Singleton in motion across the formation, zoom motion, and he turned it up before the snap of the ball.
Some of these guys, maybe they've been watching some CFL action this summer.
Well, this is where, yeah, no doubt. This is where you're just not crisp. These are the kind of things, and we've got a pretty sloppy game going on here. A lot of mistakes.
And a little bit typical of a opening round game.
Early season,
Yeah.
Big rivalry, big game.
But some of these mistakes occurring by the more veteran players really on both sides. Here's Hupp back to throw it on 3rd and 13.
Nice look.
Davis Singleton over the middle with a great catch and hauled down by Josh Connor, but not until he picks up a Colt first down and a gain of 18 to the 20-yard line of JG.
Yeah, nice job. Nice pattern right down the seam. That time, was that Easton Eibel?
Four wides again for Meadowbrook. Boston Black in motion. They'll hand it off to Ferguson. He finds a hole through the center of the line. Blaise Baker pins him down at the 15-yard line, but a gain of 5 and the biggest gain of the evening for Timmy Ferguson so far.
Yeah, and that's you're starting to get a little push here. Meadowbrook's starting to think they can, as they are inside the red zone here on the big catch by Davis Singleton.
2nd and 5 play. Clock running at 7:20 to play, second quarter. Colts nothing, Muskies nothing. Both teams have turned it over. And now the Colts trying to perform
little
some.
fake.
Here's Hupp, nice play action fake. Runs out to the right outside, picks up a first down. Bang down at the 9. 1st and goal now for the Colts after a gain of 6.
Nice looking play that time. They actually faked a shuffle pass on the right side and then a counter back to the left, and then he kept it and went wide right. And a nice looking play there down on the goal line. They're inside the 10-yard line, 3rd down and goal.
Should say first down.
Yeah, it should.
Yep. Handoff Ferguson around the left end.
Oh, he's
gets
got
some
good
seal
speed.
blocks inside to the 5, to the 3, to the 2. Dives for the pylon. Got it. Touchdown Colts.
9-yard touchdown, Timmy Ferguson. That was just raw speed.
Great blocking by the wide receiving core on that outside left to seal off and give Timmy Ferguson a lane.
Well, he's got that nice quickness to the outside. He just ran out to the outside, cut it up, and then had to dive to the pylon, and it was a great effort to get in.
So the Colts dent the scoreboard for the first time tonight. 6:41 to play second quarter. Colts will go for 2. Davis Singleton, Boston Black, and Hunter Eubanks are the receivers to the right side in trips formation. Jerome Todd comes in as an extra tight end on that right side, an extra blocker. They'll snap it directly to Timmy Ferguson, and he'll run it in himself, unmolested for a 2-point conversion. And so the Colts have extended that lead. It's now 8-0, 6:41 to play second quarter here from Byesville. And our high school football coverage continues on AVC Sports and on WYLE-FM in just a moment. Meadowbrook leads at 8-0. This kickoff brought to you by Valentine Insurance on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. And a little pooch kick fielded by Hayden Glob at the 36-yard line, and he'll fall on it right there for the Muskies as they'll take over with their best starting position, at least from the kickoff here tonight. 6:39 remaining, and the Muskie offense now has got to find some way of getting some cohesiveness either with Brady Emerson in the run game or getting Evan Williams off in the passing game.
Yeah, well, they just haven't shown anything. They haven't accomplished anything to set them up. You know, something they can hang their hat on yet, and they've got to get something going here. Tough to get those receivers if you don't have a good running game going. And I have unofficially 22 yards on 5 carries for Brady Emerson.
From the pistol, Evan Williams. He's got 2 wide receivers on each side of the formation. And Brady Emerson will take the handoff straight ahead, and he is stacked up by big defensive tackle Javier Maldonado.
Rhett Dyer in there.
Rhett Dyer, yep. Big hit there on the running back Emerson. Picks up maybe a yard up to the 37.
Just a nice job of getting off tackles by Dyer to put it right in his, that was a slobber knocker right up in Ferguson's face, or excuse me, Emerson's face.
And that was Hayden Loy, 6 foot, 215-pound sophomore who stood him up first for the Meadowbrook defensive line. 2nd and 9 play as Williams barks out the final instructions. 3 receivers to the near short side left. And Emerson again in the backfield, 2 yards behind the quarterback. And Emerson takes it again, and he has again wrapped up Brady Ladd. The linebacker was the first guy there. And no gain on the play for Brady Emerson to make it 3rd down and 9 now for the John Glenn offense with 5:40 play remaining here in the second quarter.
I'll tell you, this inside linebacker, Rhett Dyer, is doing a nice job. Nice quick read that time, came in. Number 55, keep your eyes on him. Doing a nice job of plugging the holes.
So a 3rd and 9 play now. Evan Williams is going to have to uncork it in the air. He's got Reese Perkins out to the right side. Perkins is to the left side, along with Jalen Driver. Josh Connor will join the backfield now for JG on the right side of quarterback Evan Williams with Emerson to his left. And another timeout will be taken by John Glenn. That's their second timeout of the half. So we'll take timeout with the Colts leading the Muskies 8-0 here, 5 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. Second quarter from Byesville. Back in just a moment. Have it on YRP TV and on Facebook as well later on here this evening. 3rd and 9 play as Williams rolls to his right. He's got an open receiver. Reese Perkins right at the first down stick, and a first down it is. A gain of 10 and a nice out pattern for the 6'3 senior receiver to finally move the chains for the first time in a while here for John Glenn.
Well, and that is the first positive yardage that they've actually had in their passing game.
And 5 completions.
Yeah, 5 completions.
That's tells you how stout the Meadowbrook defense has been so far. It's been very, very good. John Glenn with a first down at their own 47. 5 minutes remaining here in the quarter. 8-0 Colts on top. And from the pistol, Williams will hand it to Brady Emerson. Looking for room on the left side, and he is bulldozed by senior linebacker Timmy Ferguson with another hit. And Emerson just thought a little bit too much about that when he was looking at big number 1 coming at him.
Well, they just didn't get him. I mean, he's just Meadowbrook doing a better job getting off blocks right now and reacting than John Glenn, and they're getting to the football.
Score Perkins, Reese Perkins, receivers out to the right side. Reese Perkins now will shift his way to the left side, and he'll join Jalen Driver to the near side left. And Colt Emerson, a freshman receiver, is in the slot to the right with Score Perkins on that side. 4 wides on 2nd down, 11. And Williams, again, will do a little quick pitch. This time slightly behind him. He'll pick up maybe a yard and a half. Will Brady Emerson out of the backfield up the left side to the 47.5. Still 3rd and long here for John Glenn with under 4 to play.
Well, a little option. I don't even know if that's an option. I'd call it a quick pitch if he's using an option style pitch. But just not a whole lot of running room here. Ran it into the boundary on the left side. They were on the left hash, and just not a lot of running room. Doing a nice job getting off the block and getting people to the football. Meadowbrook.
4 wide receivers remain in for the John Glenn offense. Play clock down to 10. 3.5 minutes remaining. Second quarter. 8-0 advantage for the Colts. And Williams dries off his hands, takes the snap on 3rd and 9. Good passing protection, throws over the middle. Triple coverage. There's Boston Black with his second turnover. Interception. Here he goes across the field to the 50, 45, 40 of John Glenn, down the left sideline and inside the 35. Boston Black with a fumble recovery and now an interception to his credit on the defensive side. And he has given the Colts excellent field position in John Glenn territory with 3:11 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, just overthrew his receiver, and you can't do that across the middle. And Black did a nice job getting the football and then getting it upfield. Great field position for Meadowbrook's offense on about right at the 35-yard line of John Glenn.
Colts now go back to work on offense at the JG 35. Quick snap to Hupp. Pulls it down, hands it to Ferguson. Ferguson wrapped up after a gain of a half yard. Nice open field tackle by Anthony Perkins, the inside linebacker at 5'11", 180 pounds.
So it looked like they had something going, a little sweep to the right side here, and they had a whole lot of people out in front of him, but the linebackers did a nice job. Perkins did a great job of filtering through the blockers and making the stop for a minimal gain.
Addy Black wide left, Boston Black wide right, and Hupp with another high snap on 2nd and 9, throws it down the right side, and wide open that's Hunter Eubanks with the catch at the Muskie 20 and knocked out around the 17 of John Glenn. That'll be another big first down, a gain of close to 17 yards.
Yeah, nice job that time. Great pattern by Hunter Eubanks, and even better job of the quarterback being patient, because he could have thrown that earlier and been in coverage. He waited for him to clear that middle, and he was wide open on the outside.
Colts are going to go with some quick tempo, 2:35 remaining, looking for another score. A little throwback screen again to Davis Singleton, makes the catch in the left flat, drags a Musky tackler inside the 10 to the 9, and a gain of 8.
Nice looking play that time. They rolled to the right side, pulled the defense, and then threw back. And Singleton did a nice job of getting that, picked up 8 yards. So it's going to be 2nd and 2 inside the 10.
Boston Black, Hunter Eubanks wide to the right side, Addie Black on the left. Quick screen out to Boston Black, escapes a tackle with the 6, spins off another, and dives for the end zone. Touchdown, Meadowbrook. And with 2:05 remaining here in the second quarter, they have extended their advantage now to 14-0 as a late flag comes in at the spot of the celebration. And we will see where this will be marked off at and whom against. Colts make it a 14-0 game. Boston Black with some nifty footwork on that 9-yard touchdown reception. Unsportsmanlike conduct is against Meadowbrook. Touchdown stand, so it'll be a penalty that'll be assessed on the kickoff, I believe. I think the teams have that option now, don't they? Have taken it now or waiting to the kickoff to take it, I believe?
Yeah, I think so on that. That's
well, maybe not.
No, they're moving it back for the
of course, he maybe wants to take this penalty on the 2-point conversion attempt. They had a very easy 2-point conversion last time.
Dave, I don't think they have the option. I think it's assessed right away.
So a 2-point conversion attempt coming from the 17-yard line. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, Addie Black to the left side for Josh Hupp, rolling to his left, looking to throw. Now under some pressure, escapes a tackle pass rush by Emerson. Connor running him down now, and will finish off the tackle.
It's exciting, but it was awful far out.
Yes, Dillon Milstead finished him off. So the 2-point conversion attempt, no good. 2:05 remaining, first half, and the Colts enjoy a 14-0 lead over John Glenn. Kickoff coming from the Colts when we return on ABC Sports in a moment. Valentine Insurance on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. So the Muskie offense will start at the 38-yard line. They'll mark it down. Just a tick under 2 minutes remaining in this first half, and the Colts here, Mark Withrow, enjoy a 14-0 advantage.
Well, pretty nice field position. Meadowbrook's the only one that's been able to establish anything, get any kind of momentum going at all. You have to give Hupp a lot of credit. He's really kind of settled everybody down. He's dispersed the football around, and then, of course, Ferguson with his great running ability. And John Glenn just hadn't had an answer yet.
Not much happening in the run game. Emerson with about 23 yards rushing, and only one positive pass play so far for Evan Williams. And he'll throw it on first down and 10. Under some pressure, flushed out of the pocket, and he'll be sacked for a couple yards lost down to the 36-yard line. little too much time taken there by Evan Williams. Good coverage down the field, and was a little bit leery of throwing that up for grabs
Well,
again.
he went back, he dropped back, and he went to throw it, and he saw coverage, so he pulled it back down, and by then the pocket had disintegrated, and he got himself in trouble, so he gets sacked running, trying to move. I mean, they're just not executing right now. So
a timeout taken here by the Colts defense.
well, they're looking to get on the board. There's blood in the water.
So a 2nd down and 11 coming up, and the Muskie offense right now, and what I think the coaching staff for John Glenn thought, that their offensive line would probably be, kind of the maintaining force here early on to probably get, you figure with Evan Williams, coming back, who's certainly got starting quarterback experience, and, Reese Perkins, Perkins in that receiving core coming back, a lot of playing time in the last 2 years, really, that really kind of puzzling to see the offense having that kind of a struggle, even though it is the first week of the season.
They just haven't established anything. They haven't got, they need to get either the run established or get some passing, but nothing is working right now. I mean, they're just sputtering, and the offensive line has got to get some kind of momentum. This is where I like to run the football.
This Colt defense has been stout here in the first half.
There's a good right there.
Slant pass to Hayden Glob, makes a catch inside the Colt 50, and is finally spun down around the 47-yard line. So a very good-looking play right there for the first time, a gain of 17 yards. Evan Williams to Hayden Glob with that catch, and Glob's made his good use of his first start in his career tonight.
It was a nice job by Williams evading the rush to his move the pocket to his right a little bit and able to find the opening.
Minute 21 and counting. Snap back to Williams, rolling to his left, flushed out of the pocket, and he'll throw this one away.
Out of bounds.
Smart play by Evan Williams as he was being chased down heavily by Eric McCullough and by
Well, that's a tough play. The
Hayden
field,
Cameron.
they were on the right hash, so they're moving him to the wide side of the field where he's got more opportunity to play. But that's tough because rolling to your left as a right-hand quarterback, you got to get your shoulders squared. And just a great coverage by the secondary of the Colts. Nobody was really open. He did a nice job putting that in the stands.
2nd and 10 play coming. The Muskies at the Colt 46-yard line, 1:16 to play, and one timeout for the Muskie offense. Hayden Glob and Reese Perkins are wide right. Score Perkins and Blade Barkley in the slot to the left side. Williams out of that pistol, looking to his left. Now comes back over the middle. Reese Perkins snags that one out of the air at the 26-yard line. Great catch in traffic. We've seen Davis Singleton make a few nice plays. He's in on the tackle of Reese Perkins there at the 23-yard line of Meadowbrook and a gain of 23 yards.
Well, just a real nice job. That time, Evan Williams did a nice job looking off. He looked to his left and brought the safety out of the middle of the field and then threw back, and Perkins used his athleticism to get that football.
So the Muskies cut the yardage to the goal line in half on that one play. 56 seconds and counting. Still one timeout left. Evan Williams, short rollout, throws it out of the reach of Reese Perkins on the far side line at the 15. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 coming as the clock stopped at an even 50 seconds.
Well, he had Perkins on the out, but that time he threw the ball just a little too high for Perkins to get the football. But Reese had made a good out cut, setting him up to go out and up here early if he bites. But, see, they're giving him a nice cushion. He's got about a 10-yard cushion.
Now they'll swing the three receivers to the wide side left of the field. Score Reese Perkins in the middle of that. Barkley and Score Perkins on either side of him. And Williams rolling that way on 2nd and 10. Throws. Score Perkins had it. And he got walloped by Boston Black from behind. Actually, make that Hunter Eubanks with a huge hit on Score Perkins. Score Perkins has laid a couple of licks on Colt offensive players tonight.
That was just that's good football. He read the pass. He broke on the ball. Ball got there, and he hit him a nice hard tackle and knocked out. And of course, it looks like Reese felt that one now. Score felt that. But he's a tough kid, so what he did is he's not going to let him know he's hurt or that it hurt. He's going to line up and go.
He stretched out a few times on that.
Hey, that was good. That's good football. That was good football. Back pedal, plant, and come up.
3rd and 10 play at the 23-yard line. Williams with good protection, now flushed out. Flag comes in, throwing deep to the end zone and overthrows Reese Perkins.
I think you're going to have a hold.
Double coverage.
Oh.
Yep, I guess that's why the protection was so good early on. They didn't hold well enough.
Well, you know, see, when the quarterback starts moving like that and then defense sees where he's going, so they readjust and they move, and those linemen will want to hold because it's easy when you're running straight and you know where they're going initially, but when they change direction, then they can break away, and that's when the big guys start grabbing.
Well, they'll accept this penalty, and instead of making it 4th and 10, they will move it back. They'll take the yardage. The Colts, Kohler Clendening, the head coach, they'll move it back to the 36-yard line. So 3rd down and 22 now for John Glenn with just 36.5 seconds remaining. Hayden Glob, Reese Perkins, Blade Barkley are all bunched receivers to the short right side. Score Perkins by himself out wide to the left. Brady Emerson remains in the backfield. He's on the left side now of quarterback Evan Williams. And Williams now with the snap. Rolling to his left again under some heavy pressure. Throws to the outside.
Nice defense.
Scored Perkins,
wow.
the intended receiver, and a great time play by the defensive back again, Hunter Eubanks. He has come in and made some dandy plays in this first half.
That was great. That was textbook. That's how you coach it. He came in with his inside hand, his left hand came in and knocked that ball away. He broke on the football perfect and knocked it away. Good defense by the Colts. That was a nice pattern, too, by John Glenn. So best on best, and Meadowbrook wins that battle.
So a 4th down play coming. John Glenn still with the 1 timeout remaining, and it looks like they're going to
reset the play clock.
Yeah, they're going to reset the play clock now, and I would guess now they're going to break out of the huddle. Maybe they won't use that timeout yet. Play clock down to 15. Muskie's come up in a short sugar huddle here. Let's see what they do. I think they're going to burn that last timeout, but maybe not. Evan Williams is going to come up under center for John Glenn, and they will snap it. They'll fake the handoff on the jet sweep. Williams under pressure. He unloads this one and throws it out of bounds, but on 4th down,
could be intentional grounding.
They'll turn it over on downs. Just barely made the line of scrimmage, and so the Colt defense again will stand up, and the offense will come back out onto the field at their own 36-yard line with 26 seconds remaining and 2 timeouts. 14-0 Colts out in front of the Muskies here near halftime.
Nice defensive stand that time, but the holding penalty
drive killers
cost them dearly. It's a drive killer, and that gave the defense second win.
So let's see what the Colts elect to do here with a 14-0 lead. You'd probably think they'll just hand this off to Timmy Ferguson and let him try his luck. Prevent defense here by the Muskies on 1st and 10. And Hupp is back to throw it toward the right side. Wide open out there is Boston Black, and actually surprised about how wide open he was as he makes the catch at the 47 and is run out at the JG 47-yard line. And that'll be a gain of 17.
Wow, that's just, he was so wide open. Of course, see, they're willing to give that up. Now that runs the clock down to 18 seconds. And, of course, no huddle. See, they don't have to utilize the timeout.
Ball with Boston running out of bounds. Hunter Eubanks, Boston Black, Davis Singleton, all bunched up to the near right side of the field. Addie Black out to the left side by himself on 1st and 10. Hupp throwing over the middle. Davis Singleton is open again. Ball pops loose, and it's right into the hands of Reese Perkins of John Glenn. And that'll be good for another interception.
They're not going to blow this dead.
Well, they should be, because the forward progress was stopped. It is another turnover. At turnover number 4 for the Colts here in this first half, as that'll be credited an interception by Reese Perkins as he caught the ricochet off of Davis Singleton at the 30-yard line, and just 5 seconds remaining.
It was a well-thrown ball. It got in, but what happened is Singleton allowed the ball to get into his pads. It hit off his chest and bounced right into Perkins. So you got to catch that in your hand, especially across the middle. And the safety was right where he was supposed to be, and he gets the turnover. But I wonder, John Glenn takes a knee here.
Yep. Emerson back in the prevent Joe Pisarcik formation. Williams will snap it under center. He'll take a knee down, and that'll take us to the end of the first half. And a half that was dominated by the Colts on offense and defense, but the big story is 4 Meadowbrook turnovers to just 1 for John Glenn.
Yeah, but that one led to the opening score, and Meadowbrook's the only one to generate anything offensively, and has got the football twice inside John Glenn territory and able to capitalize on it.
So our halftime score is Meadowbrook 14 and John Glenn nothing. For our radio listeners, we will go to a short commercial break. We'll have a score tracker update from Jeremy Allen, Michael Hess, and Quentin Archer back in our WILE-FM studio. And for those of you watching on our webcast, well, you watch these upcoming messages here, and we'll come back for the second half on the video side of things. And then coming up here on WILE-FM, we'll have the Ohio News Network halftime show coming up here after our local score tracker update. Once again, Meadowbrook leading John Glenn at halftime here in Byesville, 14-0, as we will return to Byesville at Meadowbrook High School Field in just a little while here in our halftime report.
John Glenn versus Meadowbrook
Yes, sir.
High School football.
Okay.
Tonight's game is brought to you by General Wholesale, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, The Rogers Company, Theo's Restaurant, and Surgent Construction.
General Wholesale, just off Southgate Parkway, carries a large selection of waxes, polishes, and all the top-of-the-line products for your street rod, truck, boat, or motorcycle. From paint guns to buffers, you'll find everything you need for the proper care and maintenance of your vehicle. On the paint side, they carry PPG paints and custom mix paint, along with touch-up paint to fix rock chips and dings.
All right, thanks,
they
boys.
Have a full-service
Quentin
mechanic on
and the
duty
boys, I'll
and
talk to you
welcome
guys.
new customers. Stop by and meet the fine folks at General Wholesale. They are more than just an auto parts store.
Stoney's RV Sales and Service is a family-owned business that offers the best sales and service in the area. They provide a full-service department to handle all types of repairs and offer one of the largest parts departments in the state of Ohio. Their inventory features new and used park models, park trailers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, fold-down campers, truck campers, hybrids, ultralights, and trailers too. Visit their indoor showroom year-round to be ready for your next camping adventure. That's Stoney's RV Sales and Service on Route 40 east of Cambridge. The team at Rogers Company works hard to earn your business. Fall means cooler weather, and Rogers Company is your heating headquarters for all your heating services. They install new furnaces and provide service and maintenance. They also provide geothermal and ductless systems for both residential and commercial. To put Rogers Company to work for you, call 740-685-8677. 24-hour emergency service is also available.
Everyone goes to Theo's Restaurant. Everyone goes to Theo's, my favorite restaurant. For homemade cooking, lots of fun. Theo's the place for everyone. Everyone goes to Theo's Restaurant.
Surgent Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. Their team is committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Their success is measured by the degree in which they exceed their clients' expectations. Currently, they're the contractor on the YMCA project and the new education center at Jurassic Park. That's Surgent Construction, the name you can trust. Like them on Facebook or online at surgent.construction.com. The halftime show is brought to you by Mr. Lee's Restaurant, 2000 East Wheeling Avenue in Cambridge. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, serving delicious home-cooked meals.
General Wholesale, just off Southgate Parkway, carries a large selection of waxes, polishes, and all the top-of-the-line products for your street rod, truck, boat, or motorcycle. From paint guns to bumpers, you'll find everything you need for the proper care and maintenance of your vehicle. On the paint side, they carry PPG paints and custom mix paint along with touch-up paint to fix rock chips and dings. They have a full-service mechanic on duty and welcome new customers. Stop by and meet the fine folks at General Wholesale. They are more than just an auto parts store.
Stoney's RV Sales and Service is a family-owned business that offers the best sales and service in the area. They provide a full-service department to handle all types of repairs and offer one of the largest parts departments in the state of Ohio. Their inventory features new and used park models, park trailers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, fold-down campers, truck campers, hybrids, ultralights, and trailers too. Visit their indoor showroom year-round and be ready for your next camping adventure. That's Stoney's RV Sales and Service on Route 40 east of Cambridge. The team at Rogers Company works hard to earn your business. Fall means cooler weather, and Rogers Company is your heating headquarters for all your heating services. They install new furnaces and provide service and maintenance. They also provide geothermal and ductless systems for both residential and commercial. To put Rogers Company to work for you, call 740-685-8677. 24-hour emergency service is also available.
Everyone goes to Theo's Restaurant. Everyone goes to Theo's, my favorite restaurant. For homemade cooking, lots of fun. Theo's the place for everyone. Everyone goes to Theo's Restaurant.
Surgent Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. Their team is committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Their success is measured by the degree in which they exceed their clients' expectations. Currently, they're the contractor on the YMCA project and the new education center at Jurassic Park. That's Surgent Construction, the name you can trust. Like them on Facebook or online at surgent.construction.com.
Studios, and a very busy last night and Thursday and Friday night here in the opening week of football season. Mark Withrow and Dave Davidson here from Byesville at Meadowbrook High School field, and a 14-0 game here, partner, for the Colts, for the exception, as we said before halftime, with the exception of the 4 turnovers, a half that was offensively and defensively dominated by the Colts.
Well, the Colts have definitely been the better football team, but very sloppy play. A lot of mistakes, turnovers, penalties. Things have really thwarted. But like you say, Meadowbrook seems to be doing the better of the two teams at this point. We'll look at the statistics real quick first for the Meadowbrook Colts. And these statistics are less than perfect. They're a little mix-up. First game jitters, I guess. But passing, I have 3 for 18 for Josh Hupp, 118 yards, 1 TD, 2 interceptions. As far as receiving is going, I've got Boston Black has 6 receptions for 59 yards. Davis Singleton has 5 receptions for 42 yards. Boston Black also, of course, has a 9-yard TD to his credit. Eubanks came in and had 1 catch for 17 yards. So not a bad passing night. Rushing the football, Tim Ferguson, their leading rusher, has 21 yards on 9 carries. He does have a 9-yard TD, but they kept him pretty well bottled up until the turnover, and then he turned it on, had several carries there, 3, 5, and 9-yard TD to finish off that drive. But their running game has been, other than that, I mean, it's really been shut down for the most part. Now, we look over at John Glenn. I have Evan Williams is 7 for 16, 34 yards, and 1 interception. He's been sacked 1 time also. As far as running the football is concerned, I have Emerson, their leading ground gainer, 9 carries for 24 yards, and that ain't going to get it done. I mean, you just can't do it. You have to establish something. So they've got 34 yards passing, 43 yards rushing, and that just is not good enough. They haven't been able to really set up anything that make Meadowbrook stop something. Okay, Anthony Perkins has come in and carried the ball 4 times. He's got 11 yards, but he had a big fumble, and then that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty much the offense that they've had. They haven't been able to really establish anything, and like I say, Meadowbrook has, but off the turnovers, and we've just got 6 turnovers in the game, and just a sloppy play game and a lot of penalties. I don't know about the turnovers, but you're going to have penalties and things like that early on in the first game of the season. But
Sure.
It's anybody's game still, 14-0. The Colts coming out the second half, and I'm sure Coach Edwards is in there telling them, look, we're right in this thing, and we have not played our best football. So we'll see what happens.
The thing that stuck out to me in the first half, Mark, was the fact that really the quarterbacks with Hupp, no experience, his first start as a QB, looked a lot more comfortable out there really early on, for the exception of maybe the first few plays or so, but really after that first opening drive, looked pretty comfortable out there running the offense, both in the running and the passing game. And an Evan Williams who, again, when you come off a knee injury like that, there is so much mental block that you have got to come through. So you wonder if just the knee and the kind of the fear of playing out there, even though he's gone through a couple of scrimmages already, you wonder how much is that holding him back from thinking through his progressions.
Well, and if you look at his balls too, the balls are fluttering a little bit, going a little bit high. That's usually from your front leg. That's the leg he had the surgery on, and so he's not getting the good follow through and plant. And now he looked more comfortable in the last couple of drives. They had a penalty that set them back. It was the drive killer for the last drive right before the half. But he looked a little more comfortable throwing the football. It tickles me because both teams have really nice people on the outside, the Perkins and the Blacks. Blacks for Meadowbrook, Perkins for right. And then you throw in the other complementary players, and they both have weapons. But right now Meadowbrook's out dueling John Glenn.
That they are. 14-0 the score here at halftime, just about 4 or 5 minutes away from second half kickoff. We'll take another break here in our halftime report on WILE-FM and on the AVC Sports webcast here on our website, yourradioplace.com, also on YRP TV, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Thanks for joining us, everyone from the FM side to the video side as well on our webcast. 14-0 Meadowbrook Colts over the John Glenn Little Muskies. Second half action coming up very soon here on ABC Sports. Stay with us.
have some halftime scores. Shenandoah over Malvern, 24-19 at the half. St. C over Carrollton, 21-6 in the third. Newfield over Maysville, 42-0 at halftime. Monroe Central, 7-0 over Union Local at the half. And Fort Fry over Belfry, 13-12 at the half.
Dave Davidson and Mark Withrow back to Meadowbrook High School field. 14-0 Colts over the Muskies. Thanks also here, too, while we've got a couple of extra minutes here, Jeff Wheeler.
Oh, my.
Athletic director here at Meadowbrook. I'll tell you, this boy really takes care of us well, doesn't he?
You're just saying that because I've got wings all over my face.
They're all over mine. I had to wipe them off here. I had to wipe off my face here, too.
No, he does. And I got to tell you, the facilities out here, what improvements they've made with their baseball and softball fields over there and the entrance in the back. Just a lot of good things going on out here.
Yep, and more improvements to come, too, in the near future here, I think, with the field house and all of those sorts of things, too. But special thanks to Jeff Wheeler here, too. He really is one of those guys, he pays attention to details.
Yeah, and he's always on the move, too. It's tough to get him pinned down.
Yep.
Hey, he even pulled the windows out for me. I love
He did.
Guy.
Thank goodness. You imagine what this would be. We'd just be this puddle
You'd be
of
doing
goo.
the game by yourself. I'd be melted. I'm melting.
Where'd we both be?
Yeah.
These big puddles right here in front of Adam Green. We'd probably short-circuit out all the video and audio
But you know
here.
what, my friend? This is actually, we're griping, but this is a great night for football.
It is right now.
It is cool. It's a nice night. And I'm looking for a great second half here because John Glenn ain't going to quit. They've got too much character. Matt Edwards went in there, and I'm sure his coaching staff, they got in there and made some adjustments. And this first drive is going to be really important to start things off.
Well, based on what you saw from the John Glenn offense, which wasn't much in the first half, what kind of things do you think Matt Edwards is brewing up here to get some confidence with his quarterback?
Well, I think he's got to go vertical with his passing. Now, I'm not talking about deep vertical, but I think he's got to get some digs in there, some slants, but he's got to get it. He's got to establish Emerson. If Emerson doesn't get a step, or I'll tell you a guy that could be real big is this Josh Connor. He showed he can run the football up in there hard. He's got to get something that Meadowbrook has to sell out to stop. If he doesn't, then they're going to sputter all night.
Yep. So John Glenn will receive the second half kickoff. Quick review of the Musky offense. Blaise Baker, Charlie Frick, Logan Gilcher, the new guy at center, a junior, and Gary Hoffman and Owen Hively, a pair of seniors on the right side of the line. So seniors at tackles and guards with Logan Gilcher, the junior, in the middle. Reese Perkins, Score Perkins, Hayden Glob really had probably had the best first half of everybody on offense and defense there.
Yeah, he was in on defensive plays, and he made some fine offensive plays. He had a really good first half.
Hayden Glob, I think, had an interception or a fumble recovery, one of those two. He had one of those forced turnovers for John Glenn's defense. This is another pooch kick on the kickoff. Reese Perkins touches it over his shoulder, and then a knee taken down by John Glenn's Wes Ellsworth at the 32-yard line. Kickoff brought to you by Valentine Insurance on Southgate Parkway in Cambridge. So now we'll see what Evan Williams and the Muskie O has dreamed up to try to get that O off the scoreboard here in the second half, trailing 14-0.
I think it comes down to fundamentals. You got to get that line, in my opinion, you get the line going downhill. And to do that, I like the running game. Now, it's the times have changed. I'm old school. But you get the linemen where they get a little momentum, and then they work better as a unit.
Hayden Carrig, Wyatt Rossiter, Eric McCullough, and Hayden Loy on that front four defensive unit. There's a handoff. Josh Connor, you called it, got the carry, but nowhere for him to go as
57 came
Wyatt
in
Rossiter was there. He was injured early on in the first quarter, but maybe had the wind knocked out of him early, but he has come back and shown no ill effects of that earlier injury and makes a big tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Okay, now see, that's a big play because he never got going. I'd like to see what Connor would have done had somebody missed a block, missed assignment, and Roster came in there untouched.
4 wides for Evan Williams on 2nd and 10 from their own 32. That's Blade Barkley in motion. Quick throw out into the flat. and it's right there. It'll be a forward pass, and it's dropped by Josh Connor, as looked like he was looking upfield just a bit before he had that corralled in.
Well, and it was a nice look that time. They had the receivers off blocking, and they swung him out of the backfield there. He had a nice look, but he has to hold on to the football. You have to make plays.
3rd down and 10, and this Muskie offense still sputtering at the moment, trying to get all their plugs fired. 4 wides with 2 on each side. And Evan Williams from that pistol set. He's got Brady Emerson on his right hip. Blade Markley in motion across the field to the right. And rolling out to his right is Williams. Flushed out of the pocket, throws over the middle. That's a catch for Score Perkins. And he has a catch at the 45 and scampers across midfield. That's not Perkins, that is Jalen Driver with his first reception of the day. And brought down at the Colt 49-yard line. And a nice pickup of 19 yards.
19 yards by Driver, and that was a nice little pattern, but it was made. He rolled out away from the rush and got out on the perimeter and able to make a nice throw right in stride.
So a very nice ball there by senior receiver Jalen Driver. 1st down and 10 on a 3rd and 10 play. That might be something to get the Muskie offense going. Here's a jet sweep for Blade Barkley, and Barkley does manage to get back to the line of scrimmage by the grace of God, as Brady Ladd was right there along with Hayden Kehrig, another sophomore tackler. Again, Kehrig's been on several stops tonight.
Well, there's just too much penetration for that play to work here. They're having a lot of penetration on John Glenn's right side right now.
2nd down and 10. Muskie's at the Colt 49 with the first minute 40 seconds gone in this 3rd quarter, and a 2-touchdown lead for the home team, Colts. Williams throws out right sideline. Jalen Driver again with another grab. That's a near 1st down, 9-yard pickup down to the 40-yard line. That's a nice little, just a straight pattern and quick turnaround. And Williams with nice timing on that throw.
Well, that was a timing throw, too.
Yeah.
He came back, planted, and threw, 3-step plant and throw before he made the break, and it was a nice ball. He put it right where the defense couldn't get to it, and a great job to get to the sticks. 3rd and very short, and this is probably 4-down territory for John Glenn. This drive is very important.
No doubt. 3rd and a yard at the 40. Out of the pistol was Evan Williams, still in that 4 wide receiver set. Connor is in the backfield, and Connor will try to provide a lead block for the quarterback, and Williams will barely get back to the line of scrimmage, if that, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, that time I think that's a mistake by Williams. Connor went to the right side, and instead of following him, he tried to make his own hole. The fake wasn't good enough, and Connor ended up being a blocker, and if he'd have followed him, I think he'd have gotten the 1st down, but he did not. And because the play fake was bad, the defense reacted and stopped him. So it's a big 4th down.
Actually lost a half-yard or so on that play. It's back just outside the 40-yard line. 4th and a yard and a half here for John Glenn.
Huge play early in the game.
Anthony Perkins is the quarterback, so you expect it probably going to be Perkins with a quarterback run here. Let's see what they do on 4th and a yard and a half. 4 wide receivers. And Perkins will run it. 1st down and more. Slips through the left side of the line and nearly into the secondary. He's upended at the 32-yard line of Meadowbrook and a gain of 9.
Well, that was Perkins, and that was determination. He hit the line and was not going to be denied. Good blocking to point attack on this left side, and they were able to move the football and get the 1st down.
Boy, talk about a little bit of luck here on this drive. I don't know if it's luck or just clutch performance, but a 3rd and 10 conversion and now a 4th down conversion on this drive.
Well, they need this, though. They've been sputtering the whole time.
1st and 10, Williams out of the pistol. Blade Barkley in motion. They fake the jet sweep. They go straight up the middle to Josh Connor, and he's wrapped up at the 30, a gain of a couple. And the Meadowbrook defense led by Rhett Dyer and Wyatt Rossiter.
Okay, they're setting up a little sweep action. They're running that zoom motion with Brady Barclay is coming up through the middle of the formation, number 3, and what they're doing is they're faking the sweep with him, and they've given it to Connor the last 2 times. They're getting ready to set up. They'll pull some linemen and fill with Connor and let Barclay run it to the outside or try to sneak in Perkins.
2nd down and 8 from the Colt 30, trailing 14-0 is John Glenn here early in the 3rd quarter. Williams looks right, throws toward the sideline. Reese Perkins makes the jumping grab. Short gain on the play, and again, great coverage on the outside, sideline to sideline. Davis Singleton was the first man there to wrap him up, and it might be a gain of 1 at most. 3rd and long.
Yeah, a little out that time. They're trying to get it out in space and then let Perkins break it and get upfield. And unsuccessful that time. Good tackling by the Meadowbrook defense.
3rd down and a long 7 inside the Colt 30-yard line as Josh Connor will exit the lineup. And in now for John Glenn is Noah Wellmeyer, a sophomore running back who will come in and will spell Connor. 4 wides again for Evan Williams on 3rd and long. Blade Barkley in motion again to the left side. Quick throw out into the flat. This
Good
is
speed.
Wellmeyer.
Woo.
And Wellmeyer, a little fire plug shot out of there past the 25 to the 24 out to the left side. Gets at least a makeable 4th down here with just 2 yards to go for John Glenn after a gain of 6.
Well, just did a really nice job. He came out of the backfield, a little flare out out to the outside. And he showed great speed getting out there after the catch. And you've got a very makeable 4th down here.
So Anthony Perkins comes back in at quarterback now as he replaces Evan Williams. 4th down and a long 2 now for John Glenn with almost the halfway point already of the 3rd quarter, 6:10 remaining and counting. And the Muskies will try to convert their 2nd 4th down in a row here.
Here's a big play. Looks like there's a little confusion. They're down to 3.
And they get it snapped with 1.
Whoa, nice fake.
And it'll be Perkins.
I don't
Did
think
he
he
get
got
forward
it.
progress for a 1st down?
No, I don't think he
They're
did.
going to say no. Stop short of the 22-yard line.
Boy, it was close in there.
Yeah, he's short.
Yeah, he's going to be short by about a yard. Maybe picked up yard and a half.
Not good enough. Colts take over on downs as the Muskies are thwarted after a couple of clutch 3rd and 4th down conversions already on this drive. Anthony Perkins, the quarterback, is denied his 2-yard gain, and the Colts take over with 5:53 to play in this 3rd quarter and a 14-0 lead for the home squad.
Well, they saw a little success on the left side of the offense here for John Glenn did, and they tried to go back to it, but instead of leading the back up in there and trying to power over it, they faked to the right side, and then Perkins tried to go left.
Josh Hupp, the quarterback, sophomore, throws it to the left flat. That's a catch for Boston Black. Scampers outside left sideline past the 30, near a 1st down around the 32-yard line. It looks like they'll mark his knee down. A gain of 8. A short 2nd and 2 coming up for the Colts offense. They'll work quickly here with quick tempo. Timmy Ferguson in the backfield with Hupp. Another quick throw, this time Davis Singleton to the right side. And Josh Connor made the tackle. It looked like he got him around the face mask, but it wasn't. It was really around the shoulder pads right there as he got that big left hand out there and pulled down the big 6'3" receiver for no gain.
Yeah, so they're going with the no huddle quick attack, trying to get it out to the outside. Now they got 3 receivers bunched up to the boundary here. They're on the right hash, and they got 3 to the right. They'll probably motion somebody to the field.
Hupp out of the gun with Timmy Ferguson on his left side.
Or not.
And they fake a quick throw.
Trying to go deep.
Yeah, they're looking deep, and it was covered. Eubanks was
Missed
covered,
tackle.
and instead they get it to Boston Black, the short secondary receiver, Cat at the 37-yard line, and escapes a couple attackers and picks up 4 more yards and a 1st down at the 41-yard line.
Nice looking play that time. They sent the receiver flashing deep, and they actually double covered the deep receiver and left Boston Black underneath, and he was able to pick up the 1st down.
And Hupp. Again, we'll hand it off. This will be Timmy Ferguson's first carry of
Good
the half.
speed,
And
nice
he's
block.
outside left, gets a block, 40, 35, 30. Escapes another tackle inside the 20 to the 10, and he's hammered out near the 5-yard line.
Wow, that's going to be a big play, and that's willpower and speed. They're holding the sticks. Is there a flag down somewhere? I don't see one.
Nope, it's going to be 1st and goal.
They haven't whistled the sticks down.
Well, and the chains people are basically, I think they're just,
Oh, there is a flag. Oh.
nope, they're just staying there.
Yeah, but he
until-
picked the flag up over on the sidelines.
Huh.
He picked it up.
Fell out of his pocket, perhaps?
Yeah, it might have. Because that's why the gang was staying there, though. So what was the pickup on that baby?
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Use those math skills. I taught social studies.
How does about 53 sound?
That sounds pretty big. I think they are not holding him in check anymore.
Three wide receivers to the right side. Hupp under some pressure and throws
Picked
it
off.
over the middle, intercepted by John Glenn inside the 3-yard line. That's turnover number 5
Perkins.
for Meadowbrook.
We got a guy down, too. Oh, he's going to get up, hopefully.
And let's see, that is an interception for John Glenn's Dillon Milstead, the senior linebacker over the middle.
That was Reese Perkins.
42, not 12, 42. Yep.
Jeez, my eyesight's horrible.
That's all right. We got you covered. So the
Dillon
Muskie
Milstead,
offense will take over at the 2-yard line. Boy, what a critical mistake.
Well, do not throw late over the middle. I mean, that's as old as football itself, and that's what he did. He got pressured, and he went to the well one too many times. There's too many people on the inside there. That's where your defense is, and he threw it in there and got it picked off, and that would be your serious drive stopper.
That play is so reminiscent. It breaks my heart. It brings back memories of my boy Russell Wilson's throw over the middle in the Super Bowl with the Patriots. I'm still sick about that. 4:16 remaining third quarter. Muskie starting at their own 2-yard line after the Colts' 5th turnover of the game, but still lead at 14-0. Straight ahead carry. Connor, I believe, picks up a couple. Let's see who. Yeah, that was. Trying to wait for the bodies to unstack. That's, yeah, that was
Connor.
That was Connor. Yeah, we're still trying like crazy to see that number
here.
Yeah, it is. 2nd down and 8 from the 4. 3 wides right side. And again, handoff straight ahead. Connor, boy, he got stood up at the line of scrimmage right now and is driven back into the end zone. Forward progress gets him back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd down and about 8 coming up for the Muskie offense with under 3.5 now to go in the 3rd quarter. Colts 14 and Muskie's nothing.
Well, I'll tell you what, when you watch these plays, you can always tell on the offensive line, especially plays like this, because this is slobber knocker football down here. You got to come off the football and get your man up. There's too many offensive linemen standing around while the back's getting pulverized. They got to make contact. Yep. Meadowbrook's beating them off the football right now.
3 wides to the right side. Hayden Glob to the near side. Quick throw out to the right flat.
Whoa, he's got some room.
And it's caught there and out past the 10-yard line
down?
To the 11. I think he's going to be a yard short. Catch was made by Colt Emerson, freshman receiver, with his first grab of the evening.
Wow, that was a big play. That's a nice job. You get a freshman in there and make the.
Yep, 4th down.
4th down now. They got to punt.
What do they do
got
here?
to punt this.
Well, you would think so.
No.
And they will send the punt team out there. Of course, Brady Emerson, always a threat to run it. Already has a 4th down conversion on the fake punt run of 8 yards early on the opening drive tonight.
I'd be very surprised.
This would be a very gutsy play, but Matt Edwards pulls out some gutsy calls from time to time. And Emerson will punt this away. A good spiraling kick. Nobody back to receive it. Bounces at the John Glenn 45 and takes a backward roll to the Colt 45-yard line, where it's down there by Hayden Glob and the coverage team of John Glenn. 2:47 remaining, 3rd quarter here from Meadowbrook, and the Colts maintaining a 14-0 advantage despite losing the turnover battle by a big margin, 5-1.
Well, they're still in the football game. They dodged a bullet right there with the big turnover down on the goal line. Now here's Meadowbrook back, and they're going to come at them, and they're going to be relentless, and somebody's got to make a play for John Glenn.
Yep, the defense has turned in some plays tonight for sure, but
there's
to no avail.
Pitch. Whoa.
Left side pitch to Timmy Ferguson, dives ahead for a gain of maybe a half yard.
Nice play by Anthony Perkins coming up there and making him turn it back in, made the initial hit, but still Ferguson able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
So a 2nd down and a long 9 now for the Colts offense. 2:22 and counting 3rd quarter on a gorgeous week number 1 weather-wise here, and a ton of fans have turned out here from both the orange side and the maroon side across the field. And the snap back to Hupp, rolling to his left, throws over the middle, and wide open there is Boston Black again as he dives toward the 1st down marker and will get it. And a gain of 9 yards with that throw over the middle. And Boston Black has most of his now 8 catches on the night, Mark. He's had really no defender within 5 yards of him.
No, and he's running really good routes, and then they're playing a zone. They're getting off of him. There's deep drops. He's coming in underneath and making the catch. He's got great athleticism, too. You got to keep him in front of you.
First down and 10 from the Muskie 45. Two backs in the backfield with Josh Hupp, the quarterback. Looks like a busted play as Hupp was trying to just make something out of nothing. Slips down at the 47 and will lose 2 yards.
I think there might have been, I think the center might have snapped it prematurely because nobody really moved. He looked like he was looking for Ferguson to come across for a handoff or something, or even a fake, and it just was nothing.
So one of the few times tonight that the Colts offense has shot themselves in the foot. Clock running at 1:20 to play, third quarter. ABC score tracker update coming up here in just a matter of moments. Hupp rushing out to his right side, through that one. Tried to throw it, I think, out of bounds, but it nearly stayed inbounds, and Blade Barkley had a chance at an interception for John Glenn at the 33-yard line, but a flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
Probably holding Anthony Perkins came off the backside edge, coming off the right side of the defense, left side of the offense, and boy, he was barreling down, and Hupp did a nice job of throwing it, but he didn't get it OB. That needs to go way out of bounds.
John Glenn's
illegal receiver.
Yeah, they're going to refuse this penalty here. They want the down. So they're going to force a 3rd and 12.
And here comes Meadowbrook on the attack.
Addie Black is wide to the left side. Boston Black and Hunter Eubanks to the near side right. And now Boston Black will come in as an extra short, tight receiver. Hupp rolling to his left, gets walloped as he threw it and overthrows his target, Addie Black. And boy, did Hupp take a lick by Ben Judd, and I think Anthony Perkins was actually the one that laid him out right after the throw.
Well, rolling to his left that way, and the defense read it, and full sprints out there, and then he uncorked it. He did show his arm, though. He threw that baby just about 40-plus yards in the air and overthrew his receiver. So this is going to be 4th down and 12, and they're in offensive formation. But last year they were able to pooch kick in this, so don't be surprised.
Let's see, 5 wides. Timmy Ferguson comes back across. They're going to throw it out to the
screen.
left flat.
We got a penalty.
Addie Black's got it, and he's going to be maybe a half yard short of the first down anyway. Brought down at the 36-yard line. Reese Perkins looked like he might be shaking up on that tackle or cramping up, one of the two. And as
he's picking the flag up. He's picking the flag up.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter one way or the other, even if it isn't. I think they only got 11 of the 12 yards needed. Let's see. They mark it right at the 36-yard line.
Now, was that Addie?
That was Addie Black with the catch, yep. An 11-yard reception, but still 1 yard short of the first down, and the Muskies now will take over on downs with 52.8 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And the Muskie offense now will try to march the ball down the field and put points on the board for the first time. They were sniffing around that Meadowbrook goal line for one of the few times on their last drive.
Well, if you want to call it the goal line, I mean,
I said near the
near
goal line.
Goal line.
It was a lot nearer than
the nearest they've been this year.
In their end of the field,
this game. So
exactly.
Still sputtering a little bit, but they did look a little better on their opening drive.
Big 3rd down and 4th down conversions on their last drive. 1st and 10 here from the 35-yard line.
Sweep action.
Jet sweep for Blade Barkley. Carries a few Colt tacklers ahead for a gain of 5 yards. Just past the 40 to the 41-yard line. Good hard run for Barkley, his 2nd carry of the evening. That'll bring us down to not quite the final play. There'll be one more play, about 3 seconds difference between the play clock and scoreboard clock. 30 seconds now remaining here in the third quarter. 14-0, Meadowbrook leading John Glenn. And we'll go back to the boys here in the studio after this play here, it looks like, for our ABC score tracker update. So those fellas will get that ready here, and we'll send it to them and right back here to the start of the fourth quarter. Williams out of the pistol. 4 wides, throws a quick screen to Connor, and Josh Connor carries tacklers an extra 5 or 6 yards to the Meadowbrook end of the field at the 49-yard line. Clock will stop momentarily with 2.5 seconds left when they set the ball down. That'll take us to the end of this third quarter with John Glenn another first down to their credit, but they trail at 14-0 to the Meadowbrook Colts here at the end of 3. We'll go back to the WILE-FM studio now for a score tracker update here on ABC Sports.
The team at Rogers Company works hard to earn your business. Fall means cooler weather, and Rogers Company is your heating headquarters for all your heating services. They install new furnaces and provide service and maintenance. They also provide geothermal and ductless systems for both residential and commercial. To put Rogers Company to work for you, call 740-685-8677. 24-hour emergency service is also available.
Everyone goes to Theo's restaurant. Everyone goes to Theo's, my favorite restaurant. For homemade cooking, lots of fun. Theo's the place for everyone. Everyone goes to Theo's restaurant.
Fellas, thank you. Fourth quarter beginning here at Meadowbrook. After I shower my partner here with a
I needed that.
little bit of caffeine. 14-0 as Evan Williams throws to Reese Perkins, caught out in the left sideline, a gain of 5 yards to the Colt 44-yard line. And that'll be completion number 5 tonight for senior receiver Reese Perkins.
Yeah, just a little simple out there. See, they're trying to get something to hang their hat on, make Meadowbrook come up and then go over the top. They're running out of time, though. 11:35 here in the fourth quarter. They got to get a score. Need it desperately.
That they do. Reese Perkins, senior receiver to the left side, along with Jalen Driver. Score Perkins, Blade Barkley to the near side. Williams out of the pistol on 2nd and 5, looking left, throwing deep. Coverage is there. Great job by Jerome Todd breaking up that pass play at the 12-yard line for the Meadowbrook defense as Todd was step for step with the Muskie senior.
Well, and I got to tell you, I think Perkins' score ended up turning into a defensive player there. Or, excuse me, not score, Reese. But he get these guys confused. But Reese turned into a defensive player, had to turn defense and knock that ball away or it was going to get picked off.
3rd down and 5. Muskie's at the 44. 11-14 remaining fourth quarter, down by 2 touchdowns. Williams looking left, throws sideline. Caught Reese Perkins. First down, Muskie's at the Colt 37, gain of 7. And Jerome Todd again right there on the stop. But the senior Reese Perkins with those stick-em hands that he has got. He is the leading receiver for the Muskies tonight.
Well, they found something to work on there. They're giving a big cushion. They're giving about a 10-yard cushion, and Reese is coming off the football. They're playing a little game over there, the two receivers on that side, and trying to get the ball to Reese.
First down and 10, Muskie's at the 37. Straight ahead carry, Brady Emerson, one of his biggest runs of the night as he picks up 9, just short of the first down at the Colt 28-yard line, and that's one of the very few times since Brady Emerson's first carry of the night, Mark, we've seen that gaping a hole in that offensive line.
Well, but you see that was set up. And somebody's down.
Cramp time.
Well, I sure hope that's what it is.
Looks like.
Not sure who it is, but see, that was all set up because we had a couple of completions, and the defense had to take that away. That's what I was talking about earlier.
So injured man down on the field for Muskies. I'm not sure. It might be Brady Emerson.
It looks like a definite cramp. It looks like they're stretching it out.
That's the biggest run of the night here, partner, for the senior running back.
Yeah, that's 9 yards. That gives him 33 on 10 carries. That's just way off the pace for him.
So the clock stop at 10:44 to play here in the fourth quarter. Colts 14 and the Muskies nothing. We'll take a 30-second timeout here on AVC Sports and on WILE-FM, and we'll return with more in just a moment. Back to pass it. Evan Williams looking over the middle and nearly a touchdown throw. Evan Williams was right on the money with the receiver running to the post. I think that was, does that score Perkins, it looks like?
It was a great pattern, and it was even better throw.
Not score. That was Blade Barkley who was open. Split 2 defenders there. They had double coverage on him, but Barkley, boy, he ran a nice route and deceptive speed.
Yeah, well, and
Williams
it was
right
right
there.
off his hands. He actually, I mean, if we're in college, we're saying he should have caught the football. But it was a great pass and great effort, but to no avail.
Little inexperience by the sophomore receiver. 3rd down, less than a yard. Williams will hand it straight ahead. And, boy, I don't know if Connor was able to get the first down or not. They're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, just no push at all that time. Didn't pick up anything.
That was, that was Wellmeyer, his 2nd carry. And now Connor will return to the lineup now. So Wellmeyer's 2nd carry. Sorry, partner, that was my fault. I led you astray.
Okay, that's all right.
So no gain for Noah Wellmeyer, sophomore running back, after picking up 6 early on in his first carry of the night. So now a 4th and 1. Muskies need this desperately inside the Colt 30. Connor hit behind the line of scrimmage and won't get there.
They just whipped him at the line of scrimmage. That was the Colts whipping him.
And that was once again Hayden Carrick, sophomore, 190-pound senior sophomore defensive tackle, led the charge, and the Colts once again find a way to stop the Muskies. Penalty flag is down in the backfield, and I don't think it's going to matter all that much. Colts should take over on downs here. Dead ball foul. It's going to be unsportsmanlike
conduct, I imagine, on Meadowbrook.
Colts, I don't know if that's because of the celebration.
Yeah, the celebration. He came out of there. They came out celebrating like they see on the pros, and so they're coming out doing that, and they're just not going to go with that, and they're not going to allow that. So,
and that's an area really by the OHSAA in various sports, in football, soccer, basketball, a lot of things. It's been addressed lately, and every official and every officiating crew is going to interpret that a little bit differently than most. Really something like that on a 4th down play. To me, I don't really see any big problem with that. It wasn't something. It wasn't in a taunting sort of
I don't
manner.
see, but that would be considered taunting if it was against us. If we did it. No, I agree with you. It didn't look that.
I mean, he didn't. He's not seeking out a John Glenn player.
See, that's
and doing it
in trying to stop this. That was just a motion from the big play. I agree with you, but they called it, and that's going to be interpreted different by different crews, and it's one of those things that you can be excited. You just can't put on a show.
Yeah.
All right, Colts have the ball out there.
So the ball moved back 15 yards back to the 14-yard line. And it'll be 1st down and 10. Meadowbrook will take over again, stopping the Muskies on 4th down. 9:49 to play in the ball game. Still a 14-0 Colts advantage here at home. 3 wides to the near side right. They'll hand it off. This will be Timmy Ferguson. Escapes a tackle at the line of scrimmage and now busts through the secondary. 1st down yardage. Picks up 16 up to the 30-yard line.
Nice job by the blocking there, but he's just so quick at the perimeter, and he came around. We got an equipment.
I think that's Anthony Perkins. There's 2 Muskies down. I think Anthony Perkins has got
got
a cramp happening, and there's actually 2 cramps happening at the same time. I think Anthony Perkins is one of those.
That is generally not enough water the night before.
And score Perkins.
Both Perkins.
He's going to hippity-hop off the field without the aid of the trainers. Can probably bet both of those young men will be back out in the lineup here very soon.
Well, I think Anthony Perkins is going to have to sit out too. Let's see if they don't make him sit. Yeah, the coaches are going to take him out because he would have to sit too. They came out and assisted him also. So
yep.
So you got 2 of your big daddies on the bench here. Let's see what Meadowbrook tries to do.
Wes Ellsworth is one of those linebacker replacements. Ferguson gets the carry, and Blaise Baker and Wes Ellsworth in on that tackle for John Glenn's defense on Timmy Ferguson after a gain of 1 up to the 31-yard line. Clock running under 9.5 minutes to play in this 4th quarter, and a 2-touchdown lead for the Colts.
That's his 91st yard on 13 carries, very unofficially for me, my lame statistics tonight.
J.D. German back in the lineup now at that nose tackle position, and throw out to the left flat, caught there by Addy Black. And he scampers out of bounds around the 36-yard line, picks up 5 3rd and 4 coming up now for Meadowbrook's offense. And right now they want to probably chew up as much of this fourth quarter clock as they want to, but at the same time, they're not content with 14 points.
No, they're going to keep the identity of their team, which is going to be to throw the ball around. Oh, there's a penalty.
J.D. German and Blandon Baker both got a little bit antsy up on that defensive line for John Glenn, and if it's against them, it'll be an automatic first down for the Colts.
Changed up the cadence, and here we go. So there's a first down by penalty. Smart move by the Colts. You know, I said in the pregame, there's no way they're going to be able to throw the ball around like they did last year with Davis. And you know what? They're throwing it around like they did last year.
They're pretty close.
Yeah, they've got, I've got them with 26 attempts.
The results maybe not quite as stellar as Davis's just yet, but it's already made some improvement here in this game already. There's Timmy Ferguson for a 4-yard gain around the right tackle.
Boy, this is the sign of
Barkley with the tackle.
This is a sign of a really strong back, Ferguson. He's just getting stronger and stronger as the game goes on. He's pushing towards 100 yards, and he started off, they really held him in check, and then boom, he broke the big one. He's just been adding to it. More effective as the game goes on.
Yeah, 53 unofficially, and he's got about 75 yards in this half.
He's at 90. Yeah, he's right at 98 yards.
Addy Black coming now into the near side of the formation. Tight receiver, he'll line up as a tight end to the left side.
And watch him on some kind of a wheel.
Yep, 3 receivers out to the short right side on 2nd and 6. Hupp, and that play clock was down to 0. Boy, I'll tell you, they didn't catch it.
No, they didn't.
And Ferguson will get the carry. He'll pick up 0. He'll be stopped at the 45-yard line. Was that play clock down before they snapped it?
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. You can see that Reese Perkins is trying to tell the official, but he was arguing with the line judge. That's not his call. It's the back judge, and he missed it.
So a 3rd and a long 5 now for the Colts, just ahead of their own 45-yard line. Again, 3 receivers, Eubanks, Davis, Singleton, and Boston Black all out to the right side as Hupp lets them get situated, and now will snap it. And rolls to his left side. He's got good protection, rolls there, and now throws deep down the left side, and the catch is made inside the 35-yard line. And a good one at the 32-yard line, first down. Addy Black with another great catch, and Colt Emerson tackled him out of bounds.
Yeah, and that's big yardage. I didn't get the exact yardage on that, but that's just great hands. He caught it in his hands. Remember, he's got a broken hand, but he did a nice job hauling that baby in. Both the Blacks have tremendous length, and it's tough to defend.
24-yard pass play to Addy Black from Josh Hupp. Here's a quick pitch to the right side. Timmy Ferguson escapes an Anthony Perkins tackle, and then
there's a penalty flag.
Teammates come up and swarm him. Blaise Baker leads the charge at the line of
illegal
scrimmage.
block in the back, I think, on this. This play is going to drop the Colts back. But valuable times coming off the clock, Dave. 6:33 left in this the final quarter.
Still a 14-0 Colts advantage. The only real bugaboo for the Colts tonight is 5 turnovers. John Glenn with just 1, but the Muskies have been unable to take advantage of it. They've had some untimely penalties, really. Holding penalties and blocks that have.
Yes, they have.
They're
just sputtering. No, their continuity is not there right now. Now, it's gotten better as the game has progressed, but it's still not strong enough to, to beat the Colts. Not right now. They haven't had a sniff at the goal line.
So a first down, 21. And again, out of the pistol is Hupp as he'll hand it to Timmy Ferguson. Ferguson dancing around, trying to spin and reverse direction, and J.D. German having none of that as he'll drop Ferguson for a 1-yard loss back to the 42.
Well, that's 2 carries for Ferguson and two losses after we were singing his praises. That time, great penetration, and they read the play. They got across, they plugged up, and you got to give Reese Perkins a lot of credit. He turned the play back inside, and the pursuit got him.
Under halfway
There's
gone in this fourth quarter. There's another jump offside. Boy, that's
changed up his count.
And your 3 down linemen, what is the one thing you teach them?
You watch the football.
Watch the football.
But they're trying to make the play. They're fired up, and that's great coaching by Meadowbrook's offensive staff. They changed the cadence up, and here came John Glenn's guys, and just another mental error.
Good news is not a first down for the Colts as far as the Muskie defense concerned.
Nice.
There's a nice throw
Pass
on
and
the
catch.
out route, and that's
Addy, I
Boston.
think.
Is that Addy or Boston? That's
Boston.
Black. Yep, number 6. You can tell Boston's a little bit shorter. Addy's got that tall, lanky figure out there.
You got better eyes than me.
Gain of about 12. Setting up 3rd and 5. They're at the Muskie 25.
Well, they rolled him right and brought the receivers to him like a flood pattern over on the right side, and he just did a nice pass and catch.
And Hupp again, quick throw, and that ball knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Ben Judd, the defensive end, jumped up on the left side of that defense and was able to knock it down.
Good thing they tried to get a little slant pass there, and I think he was open. And nice job by, when you're given that much cushion, the slant, you're going to pick up 3 to 5 yards every time. They're given a 10-yard cushion for the most part.
And you got to wonder how much that broken hand is bothering Addy Black, because he's had single coverage out here quite a bit, and they really have not looked to throw it to him all that much.
No.
4th down and 5. Hupp pump fakes, now rolls out to his left, flushed out.
He's got some running room.
And he'll throw against his body, and he had to unload that, and boy did
he
Josh
got belted.
He got welcomed to varsity football there by Brady Emerson. And the Colts will turn it over on downs as Hupp had nowhere to throw it. Good coverage down the field by Reese Perkins and the gang for the Muskie defense as the John Glenn Muskies will take over. 5:16 remaining, 4th quarter, down 14-0 to Meadowbrook.
Well, he might have held that ball just a little too much, and of course then he did like a crow's hop like you would do in baseball, and that allowed Emerson to close on him and put a good wallop. I think he felt that.
So the ball set up at the 25-yard line. The Muskie offense has not produced a whole lot in the running or the passing game, although they're near 100 yards in the air, not near as close in the running game as Brady Emerson and Josh Connor have been bottled up most of the night. Evan Williams back to throw it on 1st down. As Reese Perkins leaped up, tried to make a one-hand grab at the 48-yard line and stretched himself out big time as he...
I wonder if he knocked the air out of him.
Yeah, he may have shaken himself up a little bit with that hit to the turf.
Boy, he almost made an acrobatic catch. It was a good look. It was a good pattern. They rolled to the right, and they had the receivers to the right side. And on the back side, he did a skinny post, but he landed pretty awkwardly. He sold out to get it. Nice effort.
Yeah, you got to think I think just the hit on that turf, just although he's favoring that left knee or left hip as he
lifts off the field who knows? He's had cramps. He's been a workhorse here.
No doubt.
And that was a great effort. If the pass had been on target, it could have been 6. It would have taken it'd been at least a foot race to the. I think they're going to have a water break. No, maybe not.
Well, they're trying to get the teams out on the field.
Yeah, I thought they were going to allow them to have a little bit of water, but apparently not.
So 5:10 to go on the scoreboard clock here in the 4th quarter. Colts 14, Muskies nothing. Evan Williams and the Muskie offense trying to produce something here on this drive. Pump fake left, throwing deep again. He's got Reese he's got Driver. Did he catch it? Yes. Brought it inside the Colt 45-yard line to the 43. Great grab there by Jalen Driver with his 2nd catch of the night. 32-yard pass play down the left sideline.
Wow, that was a nice look. A nicely thrown football. Hit him right in stride, and they were able to get the big 1st down. That's a big pass play by John Glenn. I was just getting ready to say that they got to make plays like the one that Perkins missed on. You just have to make those plays. Also, I want you to know we do have a cowbell pretty close.
Reese Perkins is back in the game, and he's right there in the flat as the other 2 receivers, Barkley and Score Perkins, go deep, and Reese Perkins will haul it in a short pass, picking up about 5 to the Colt 38-yard line, knocked out of bounds by Hayden Kahrig and Timmy Ferguson.
I think Reese is going to be a sore gentleman tomorrow.
He may be a sore person tonight. Let's not wait till tomorrow.
That's right. Good point. Good point. He might be a sore person right now.
Clock at 4:42 and stopped on that out-of-bounds pass to Reese Perkins. That was his 7th catch of the night. And the Muskies trailing by 2 touchdowns, 14-0. 2nd and 5 play. Williams trying to snap it quickly. And now they're going to get called for delay of game.
Illegal procedure. See, just not crisp. Just not crisp. And that's a lot of times that's, you put that on your coaching staff. Didn't get it in quick enough, didn't make the adjustments quick enough. But see, now instead of 2nd and 5, you're going to have 2nd and 10. And that's what we call a
drive killer.
That's right.
Hopefully not for John Glenn's sake.
They need to get something.
4 wides, 2 to each side as Williams glances right now, looks back left.
Oh, he's got him.
He's got a receiver. Yep. He had Barkley, had a step on Timmy Ferguson, but overthrows him at the 10-yard line. Boy,
well,
the shame of it is, it looks like Williams just at times his timing is just not there.
Yeah, well, he's got that brace on his right leg, and he's dropping back, and he's not. You got a lot of things playing mentally, but then you just don't have that same push that you have when you don't have the surgery. I mean, but it's just the timing just isn't there right now. He hits some of those long passes. We got a different game.
Yep.
But it's just not there yet.
Jalen driver, Reese Perkins, score Perkins all to the left side. Throws out to the flat, that's Barkley. Caught at the 40, scampering outside. Boston Black and company wrap him up at the John Glenn sideline around the 38. That'll be a gain of close to 5. And bringing up a 4th down and 5 now with the clock running at 4:15 to go, 4th quarter. Muskie's down by 2 touchdowns and trying to erase a big old 0 on the scoreboard.
And they need to score desperately as time's running out.
Score Perkins, Reese Perkins, Blade Barkley on the wide side right of the formation. Jalen driver out to the left side by himself. And Williams with the play clock running down to 5, snaps it, rolls out to his right, has some room, and just miscommunicated there with Reese Perkins as Williams was looking to find his senior receiver at the 28-yard line of Meadowbrook. That's one right there. I'm not so sure. I don't mind Evan Williams, even though with coming off the knee, he probably doesn't want to run it all that badly, but that's one he probably should have tucked and kept it himself.
Well, I got to tell you, right up above him, you had Score Perkins that was running a flag pattern that looked like he had the inside position on the defender, and I'm not sure he could have made that throw. I don't know if he could have got his feet up under him or not, but he was open. He made a cut and was open second level. Right now it looks like he's so focused in on Reese Perkins that he's not looking at some of his other receivers.
Colts take over on downs once again at their own 38-yard line, and they take over with 3:45 to go and a 14-0 lead. Right now, you would think they most desperately will burn off as much time as possible here and all but put this one on ice for week number 1. Snap back to Hupp. Quick throw to the left flat. That's Addy Black. Caught there. Slants inside the 45 and has a first down. Gain of 11 up to the 49-yard line.
Nice looking play that time. Just up and throw it out to Addy Black. These guys, both the black young men, they just have great size. They look like receivers, and what a threat. Tough to defend.
Again, out of the pistol set is Josh Hupp, and the sophomore quarterback has had himself, after a little bit of a slow start, has had himself a fine evening here in week number 1. Timmy Ferguson 3 yards behind him, and we'll take the handoff, and we'll scamper up the left side of the line, and he'll be bottled up by Josh Connor and the rest of that Muskie defensive line, led by Marshall Tickner, a 200-pound senior defensive lineman, a gain of 3 for Ferguson. Clock running, under 3 minutes to go here in the 4th quarter, 14-zip Colts. You get the feeling, you're just looking out at the field right now at the players on the field, they all look just exhausted, don't they?
Oh, well, it's a pleasant night, but it's still early in the year, and it is still warm.
2nd down and 7. Run the play clock down to 5. They'll hand it again to Timmy Ferguson around the right tackle. Blaise Baker finishes him off as Hayden Glob comes in on another tackle for
timeout,
John Glenn's
Glenn, I
defense.
think.
Yep. Gain of 3. Down to the JG 45-yard line, and that'll be the Muskies' first timeout burned here in the second half. 2:25 remaining in a 14-0 game. We'll take a quick timeout here on ABC Sports, and our high school football coverage of the Colts and the Muskies continue in a moment. to work some kinks out here early in the season, too. 3rd down and 4. Colts at the Muskie 45. 2:25 left here in the game. Big stand here for the Muskie defense, potentially. They need it badly as they need to muster up some adrenaline here. Hupp rolling out to his right now, reverses direction, and will scamper out there.
It. He's got if enough. He stays in bounds.
Yeah, he's got plenty of room. Whoa. He didn't run out of bounds, but he avoided a big potential hit by Josh Connor, who came flying in at the last moment.
And Josh Connor avoided a big penalty because that would have been really close as he was running out of bounds. Now, see, this is an opportunity where Meadowbrook could be working on, finishing out games. I would have liked to have seen him take a slide and keep the clock rolling, but
he did get the first down, even though he ran out of bounds.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that was probably first and foremost on his mind, but took a glancing blow by Connor as he came rushing by. 5-yard pickup for the sophomore quarterback, Josh Hupp, who has had himself a pretty nice game.
Yeah, well, you just don't get game experience where you get to close out a game. That's where they need to be able to kill some time here.
3 wides, and Ferguson, the running back, will take the handoff. Hit about a yard ahead of the line of scrimmage, maybe, and he'll be bounced backward after getting to the 40. Brady Emerson on the stop along
timeout JG
with that is Blandon Baker, a 330-pounder at defensive tackle. So 2:07 remaining. John Glenn burns its 2nd timeout of this 4th quarter. We will keep it here. Reminder coming up on our post-game report, at least here on the FM side of things, not necessarily on our webcast, but we'll have our Colts Prino's Pizza of Cambridge player of the game, and also our Wally's Pizza and Subs of New Concord Musky player of the game tonight as well. And we will be joining Reds baseball against, I think, the St. Louis Cardinals it is tonight. That game in progress now, and we will be joining that broadcast on WYLE-FM as soon as we wrap things up here from Byesville. Well, partner, we'll look at this in a moment. One of your favorite moments of the night, the Dirty Dog Pet Salon and Sitting play of the game. You think about that a moment here. Handoff, this is Ferguson. Around the left end, did he step out of bounds? No, apparently not. And he is on his feet to the 15-yard line. Woo! And a big run for Timmy Ferguson, and that should just about put a capper on this one here after a gain of about 22 yards.
Yeah, he just did a really nice job of running that, waiting for his blockers to get out in front of him, and then he cut it up and, just did an excellent job getting up the field, and he's well over 100 yards.
All right, tonight's play of the game brought to you by Dirty Dog Pet Salon and Sitting. Have your dog groomed at the Dirty Dog Pet Salon on Cochran Avenue in Cambridge. We're going to put you on the spot here. You think another moment. We're going to send it to you here after this play.
No.
Well, play's over. Pressure's on here, big fella. What do you got?
Oh, wow. I'll let you make the call. I'll let you make the call. It's been I've been frustrated with statistics.
Well, probably hard to go against that one.
Yeah, it's the 9-yard TD run probably. I'm sorry, the 53-yard run.
Timmy Ferguson. And they're both plays by Timmy Ferguson.
Yeah, they are actually 53 and 22-yard runs by Ferguson, which put the game. This was early in the second half, and he was able to. This was after scoring a 9-yard touchdown, and he's just had a brilliant game. A nice job by the All-State football player.
There's Brady Ladd for Meadowbrook on a carry, and he'll pick up 7 down to the 10-yard line. Clock running under 40 seconds to go here in the game now, and John Glenn not going to expend its final timeout here as they have thrown in the towel here, and the Colts will have to just snap it one more time to get victory number 1 on the year.
They're in the victory formation, as a matter of fact.
And Hupp will take the snap back, take a knee down 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that will take us to the final 10 seconds. The Colts have victory number 1 on the season and first head coaching victory for one Kohler Clendenning.
And he did a nice job getting that done. They looked, don't get me wrong, both teams a little sloppy to be expected early on. But the first win's always the toughest, and they did a really nice job performing for him. They came out and executed, able to get something going offensively, and he gets his first win as the high school head coach. Congratulations, Coach Clendenin.
Yep, congratulations. Colts 14 and the Muskies nothing. Final score here from Meadowbrook High School field. Muskie's offense moving at times from time to time. The defense really performed fairly well, forcing 5 Colt turnovers on the night, but just not enough on the offense in the red zone for John Glenn tonight, as they were held scoreless here in week number 1. And the Colts get that victory 14-0. Lots to come here on our post-game report. We have our Colts and Muskies Player of the Game honors to hand out here tonight as well. And once again, our thanks here to Adam Green and to Cam Summers running our video picks on yourradioplace.com. That'll be on YRP TV. That's on YouTube and on Facebook.com. So you can check those out if you haven't already. You can still do that after the game is over here tonight as well. Lots to come in our post-game report here. A score update from the fellas back in our WILE FM studio, as Mark and I will tally up the numbers here. We'll select our players of the game, and then we'll get you immediately to Reds baseball when we close things out here in week number 1. Muskies fall to the Colts 14-0 here in Byesville. We'll step out for these commercial messages and a score update final from our guys back in the studio. And then we'll come back and wrap things up here from Byesville. Back in a moment on yourradioplace.com and on WILE FM.
Surgent Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. Their team is committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Their success is measured by the degree in which they exceed their clients' expectations. Currently, they're the contractor on the YMCA project and the new education center at Jurassic Park. That's Surgent Construction, the name you can trust. Like them on Facebook or online at surgent.construction.com.
General Wholesale, just off Southgate Parkway, carries a large selection of waxes, polishes, and all the top-of-the-line products for your street rod, truck, boat, or motorcycle. From paint guns to buffers, you'll find everything you need for the proper care and maintenance of your vehicle. On the paint side, they carry PPG paints and custom mix paint, along with touch-up paint to fix rock chips and dings. They have a full-service mechanic on duty and welcome new customers. Stop by and meet the fine folks at General Wholesale. They are more than just an auto parts store.
Stoney's RV Sales and Service is a family-owned business that offers the best sales and service in the area. They provide a full-service department to handle all types of repairs and offer one of the largest parts departments in the state of Ohio. Their inventory features new and used park models, park trailers, fifth wheels, travel trailers, fold-down campers, truck campers, hybrids, ultralights, and trailers too. Visit their indoor showroom year-round to be ready for your next camping adventure. That's Stoney's RV Sales and Service on Route 40 east of Cambridge. The team at Rogers Company works hard to earn your business. Fall means cooler weather, and Rogers Company is your heating headquarters for all your heating services. They install new furnaces and provide service and maintenance. They also provide geothermal and ductless systems for both residential and commercial. To put Rogers Company to work for you, call 740-685-8677. 24-hour emergency service is also available.
Everyone goes to Theo's, Theo's Restaurant. Everyone goes to Theo's, my favorite restaurant. For homemade cooking, lots of fun. Theo's the place for everyone. Everyone goes to Theo's, Theo's Restaurant.
Surgent Construction is leading the way in commercial and industrial construction. Their team is committed to providing an exceptional construction experience from pre-construction through project completion. Their success is measured by the degree in which they exceed their clients' expectations. Currently, they're the contractor on the YMCA project and the new education center at Jurassic Park. That's Surgent Construction, the name you can trust. Like them on Facebook or online at surgent.construction.com.
Or stop in for their daily lunch special, 4 slices and a soda pop. You can do that in New Concord and in Cambridge. And the New Concord number 826-1234 in Cambridge, 432-3617. Blanked on the phone number for a moment. There it is. And our congratulations tonight. Senior Reese Perkins will get Player of the Game honors here tonight for the John Glenn Muskies. 7 catches, 46 yards on the offensive side, but also a good defensive effort, a forced turnover as well. One of those 5 turnovers turned in by Reese Perkins tonight. Boy, he really laid out, really played by example, leading his team both on offense and defense tonight. So tough night for him, but there'll be better nights ahead of him, I'm sure, this season. Our congratulations. Reese Perkins will get Player of the Game honors for John Glenn from Wally's Pizza in New Concord and Cambridge. And Mark Withrow, let's take a look at some of those John Glenn numbers and see what the tail of the tape looks like with a big 0 on the scoreboard.
Well, 230 total yards, most of that coming in the second half. But when we look at the numbers overall, first we'll look at the rushing attack. They really hammered Brady Emerson tonight. He had 10 carries for 33 yards, and those were hard yards. He had a tough time. Anthony Perkins had 6 carries for 21 yards. Josh Connor had 5 carries for 12 yards. And Barclay actually came in and had a carry for 4. When we look at the passing attack, Evan Williams, not bad, kind of not very good the first half. The second half he improved quite a bit. He's going to go 18 for 23, 154 yards. He did throw 1 interception. As far as receivers are concerned, his leading receiver, Jalen Driver, had 3 receptions for 60 yards. Reese Perkins, we already talked about, 7 catches for 46 yards. Josh Connor had a catch for 12, 17 for Glob on 1 reception, and 6 yards for Wilmeyer on a reception. Colt Emerson had an 8-yard pickup. 154 total yards. So total offense, 76 rushing, 154 passing, 230 yards for John Glenn. No scores, no sniff of the goal line.
Yep. Now let's take a look at our Meadowbrook Colts Player of the Game, sponsored by Crino's Pizza of Cambridge. The Player of the Game receives a large 1-item pizza and a 2-liter of soda pop. Call Crino's Pizza of Cambridge at the Dewey Avenue Center at 432-2200 for pickup or delivery. Our thanks to Crino's Pizza of Cambridge, our Colts Player of the Game sponsor, and that's a fairly easy pick here tonight.
Yeah, as we look at the game here, we'll start off with the rushing statistics because that's going to tell you quite a bit. Our Player of the Game tonight is going to be Tim Ferguson. He carried the football 20 times. I have him unofficially 123 yards. He had a 9-yard TD. His longest run was a 53-yard run. That was our play of the game, and he just had a terrific night, and of course that's because the offensive line did a lot of work for him and had some nice holes. But he is a tough, hard runner. He showed why he's an all-state football player. Brady Ladd added 7 yards on 2 carries, and Josh Hupp added 11 yards on 5 carries. Now, Josh had a pretty good game because on those 11 yards, the 5 carries, he did fumble the ball once and he threw 3 interceptions. He was 22 for 31, 207 yards, 1 TD, but 3 interceptions. His leading receiver tonight was Boston Black. He had 9 receptions for 88 yards. Davis Singleton had 50 yards on 7 receptions. Addie Black added 48 yards on 4 receptions, and Mr. Eubanks had 21 yards on a couple of receptions. So 207 yards passing, 134 yards rushing, 341 total yards.
So that's the tail of the tape unofficially.
Very unofficially.
From week number 1. The Meadowbrook Colts will be in action. They're going to battle once again for the Dowler Trophy next week as they'll be hosting the Barnesville Shamrocks, and we'll see how well Barnesville has improved from last year. Head coach Blake Allen, has been with that staff a good while now and is got a couple of years of head coaching under his belt now. So Barnesville, always a tough out here usually between these two, and that's been one of the most unpredictable local series between the two teams. We'll see how it stacks up. Meadowbrook certainly a lot to fear on the offensive side, and we kind of thought maybe the defensive side might be a little bit behind the offense, and that certainly did not bear itself out here tonight. The Meadowbrook defense was stout.
Yeah, the defense did a nice job. They took away Emerson. And when they took away Emerson, the passing attack just isn't crisp enough yet that they could take up the slack. Now they improved the second half, but you have to give the kudos to the defense of Meadowbrook.
John Glenn will have its home opener at McConaughey Stadium next week in week number 2 as they'll host the Cambridge Bobcats. And we'll see what kind of improvements that Matt Edwards, certainly they have a lot of work to do really in all aspects of their game before getting set for the Cats in week number 2, which has been a pretty good evenly matched rivalry the last 4 or 5 years.
Well, they're sputtering. Cambridge, I understand, came off of a loss tonight, and both teams are going to be looking for their first win, so that's going to be a great game, and they're of course rivalry, so it's going to be intense. They both have things to improve on a lot.
Yep, Johnstown, Northridge, and Shenandoah will be on KC 105 next week. That'll be our 3-game AVC football lineup for week number 2 next week. Our thanks again to Athletic Director Jeff Wheeler. Super job here taking care of us and especially giving us plenty of much-needed room up here for all of our video and audio equipment and so on. Didn't have a lot of space to work with, but he made it work for us well here, and we appreciate all of his attention to detail and for taking care of us as well. Cam Summers and Adam Green, a nice, very nice job as always on the video side of things. And back in our studio, Jeremy Allen, Michael Hess, and Quentin Archer and the gang. Justin Ames as well back running the controls for us on the audio side on ILE-FM. So thanks everyone for listening and watching tonight wherever you are here for week number 1. Reds baseball is coming up here in just a matter of a few moments. And we want to thank you all for watching our video stream. And until next week, Mark Withrow and Dave Davidson saying good night as the Meadowbrook Colts win it over John Glenn 14-0. Have a good weekend, everybody.
John Glenn versus Meadowbrook High School football. Tonight's game is brought to you by General Wholesale, Stoney's RV Sales and Service, The Rogers Company, Theo's Restaurant, and Surgent Construction. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports.